Hello and welcome back, all you wonderful and beautiful 2B Dicers. I'm your host, Daddy Tarzan 82855 on all social media platforms, and with me is the wonderful cast and crew of 2B Dice Adventures. We are back to bring you another episode of Star Wars: Edge of the Empire. That being said, let's go ahead and roll out the casting announcements for tonight's episode, starting off with our wonderfully, very adaptable assassin Oho.
Hi, I'm the very adaptable assassin Oho, and I want you to check this out. That's me.
That leads us up to
me. My name is Matt. I go by War Knight out there on the interwebs. And on this wonderful evening, I will be once again returning as Chav Visto, formerly Agent Lancer of the ISB. Well, if 6 Death Troopers don't do him in, the bomb in his head will.
Love it.
Oh, that leads me. Hi, everybody. I'm Jay at JasonV131 on socials, and I am playing Kesh, the chess Pathfinder, who's totally not an agent and absolutely fine and completely innocent, and is totally not freaking out internally at the fact there are 6 Death Troopers in a goddamn common room. Anyway, that's me.
Love it.
Hi, I'm Ren. I go by Masquerade on the internet. I just sneezed. I am playing Ego, who is a lovely Twi'lek scoundrel, a charming, debonair person who has done nothing wrong in his life. Ever, I will not be taking comments on this at this time. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. And that being said, that may potentially round out our cast for tonight, as Dia, who plays Dove, our bipedal tank, is currently dealing with computer issues. So they are not going to be available at this time, but hopefully they will be joining us here shortly. So that being said, that's going to be it for now. Fingers crossed for Dia, and let's go ahead and get right back into it. So we last left off with the party embarking on an endeavor to rescue the cell leader of this Pathfinders group, Pathfinders 1st Regiment Auric Squad, successfully extracting this high-value target, supposedly at least. Continue with the party making their way back to Falleen after their successful infiltration and hasty exit from Banastar Station. The rebellion has dealt a heavy blow to the Empire, targeting their fuel supply once again, this time with intent, and crippled Banastar Station from 75% efficiency down to 40%. Not only that, they successfully intercepted the team of Death Troopers transporting a high-value prisoner back to Coruscant for treason. Will the crew of the Nothingness Chimera be able to wrench the prisoner, assumed to be Reb Garland, from the trooper's grasp, or will this spell certain doom for the crew? How will the Emperor respond to the rebellion delivering such a decisive blow? All this and more has yet to be diced. That's not what I want. There we are. Our scene begins in the interior of a space station. Camera pans up to a sealed bulkhead. Then, suddenly, a pop and hiss as the bulkhead slides open. On the other side of the threshold, 2 Imperial officers are seen dragging the corpse of another. Smoke rising from the charred corpse as the officer is dragged out of frame. A moment later, our camera captures the back of a black-caped figure as he steps with purpose through the bulkhead, entering the chamber, passing 2 royal guardsmen dressed in red robes and helmets standing on either side of the bulkhead. Heavy bootfalls echo on the dursteel plating of the station's floor paneling. We get a side profile of a figure in black after the camera swipe cuts to black combat boots slowly panning upward, revealing the black bodysuit, utility belt, with what appears to be a silver and black lightsaber hilt hanging from it. Life supports panel mounted on a dursteel breastplate, and finally a plasteel helmet with all with an obsidian coat finish. The armored figure comes to a sudden halt at the foot of the steps that lead up to a throne. In it, a black-robed emperor sits, electricity flitting faintly from the tips of his fingers, air still crackling in the chamber.
What is thy bidding, my master? There is a nuisance that can no longer be ignored, my apprentice. A thorn that must be plucked immediately. Darth Vader raises his head to look upon the Emperor.
Just realized I was still in the voice mod. There is a nuisance that can no longer be ignored, my apprentice. A thorn that must be plucked immediately.
What is my target, master?
Go to the Farleen system. There, I have sensed a disturbance in the Force, as I have no doubt you have felt it too, my apprentice. Vader nods in acknowledgement, his fist clenched. See to it personally, Lord Vader. The Jedi must not be allowed to assemble. They remain to be the greatest threat to our Empire. Find those responsible for crippling our fuel supply lines at Bonistar Station, and crush them under your boot. Let none survive.
It will be done, my master.
Vader rises from his kneel position and turns to walk out of the chamber. Quick cut to a front profile of Vader as he strides with conviction. Light reflecting off the void of the black lenses of his helmet as he steps through the threshold of the chamber. A blurred Emperor seen over his shoulder with an ominous laughter echoing in the background. Our scene returns to the exterior of the Nothaman Chimera with a quick swipe cut. Traveling through open space at sublight drives. Our camera pans into the cockpit where the Goldskin Nothaman Chav Visto sits piloting and listening to the current plans that Oho and Kesh are currently trying to roll out.
I understand that we had a lot of shit happening in a very short amount of time, but was there no other option, like one that possibly did not involve 6 Death Troopers on my ship for an extended period of time, and any other option, like, at all?
No.
I find this hard to believe.
We were a bit on a more tighter schedule than we previously anticipated, and we weren't expecting a full complement of Death Troopers.
Yes, we were. We were told that they had an escort.
What I mean by that is all of them transitioning with the prisoner. I was half expecting.
Why wouldn't they do that? He's freaking,
Jeff, the alternative would have been to forget about the prisoner and blow them up as well as the rest.
So that was another option that doesn't involve Death Troopers on my ship. I'm listening.
Oho literally just puts a hand on Chaf's shoulder, and he's going to do something very unlike Oho, which is he's going to say, "Where's your sense of adventure?"
Oh. And he's just gonna slowly turn his chair back to the console and like start poking away at whatever he needs to do, and just go, better start talking real quick how we are going to get these Death Troopers off my ship while my ship is still in one piece.
I believe I'm going to be dealing with that.
Oh, good. I love a volunteer. Don't you love a volunteer? I fucking love a volunteer.
Well, considering they're going back to the base that I was stationed at, they won't be on your ship.
Great.
At least for the next 2 to 3 days, you're just going to have to contend with them.
We'll have to remember the fact that they are going to be aware they're not going to be in their location, so getting them off the ship may prove also a challenge. We have to remember that the importance is the target.
Mhm.
Something tells me that if they were to feel threatened, these people will go and do whatever it takes, so we must be clever about how we approach this matter. That includes a very discreet approach to how we communicate henceforth.
All of us being on the bridge at currently. I'm going to... Well... And I reach down for a comlink, and I'm going to reach out to Major Brell again. Demolition team, this is infiltration team, respond.
Ooh, hang on. Anybody hit the Whistler? Shit, will they know if we hit the Whistler?
I feel like it does not matter whether they know or not.
Let's see what their equipment is. We'll see.
Well, I mean, in character, like, unless they had something visibly that's like, we can detect if you are encrypting radio frequencies around us. Unless that's like, especially for Chav, written in a very bold print on their uniform, Chav's not going to know. So that's why he's asking Keshinoho.
I mean, you guys would have seen their equipment. You would have seen encrypted. No, you wouldn't have seen anything like that. That's.
To be fair, if they had anything like that, it would be internally in their helmets, along
Correct.
with the scrambler for them speaking.
I will also say that most likely one of the things that Oho has been doing since they boarded the ship is his thermal and on his eyes on, so that he can actually keep track. Since they're in the ship, the distance of the walls is not too complex, so that he can keep track of making sure that everybody is where they should be or where we left them.
Right.
But I say that if Kesh is going to try to make communications and Chav is asking about whether or not they should do it, I think
Chav's asking because I do have a full name. Where the fuck are you? The Carbanti United Electronics Whistler, which encodes messaging. So It mechanically, it's a formidable check for them to decrypt any messages that we try to send. But my question is, if I turn that on, are they going to be like, "What are you guys doing?"
Well, they are currently located. As Oho refers back to their last known position. They are still currently standing in formation surrounding the prisoner, 3x3 on each side of the prisoner, in the common area. There doesn't seem to be much of a deviation from that formation. They seem to be operating with strict orders, it would seem.
Do you want me to chance it?
We're going
Because I
to
do have a backup plan if they do come barging in here. But it just requires Chav to be sitting in front of a console.
If you're going to do it, then I suggest do it after I leave. I do not think that I would be spending my time with the pilot. And you see him do one more of those adjustments on his coat of like moth Oho as he turns to the door.
This deal's getting better and better all the time, and he puts his helmet back on.
I would like to know, before all of this, before I head out, the location where they are currently are in the common area, is that location a location that has any particular hatches, like cargo release holes or things like that? Or is it just a flat out location that doesn't have any like doors or latches or things that to outer space?
So the common area has the only access to outside space is through the gangplank, which is immediately accessible to, but separated from the common area. It's a small access chamber. So that or through the cargo container slot, but that's so unless you don't have a cargo container slotted, there. Well, no, is that part of the ship? Never mind. Yeah, that's part of the ship. That tubular structure that goes over top of the container. So yeah, the only access point is the side port with the the gangplank, starboard side to outside space.
I think that Oho will probably have a moment of if things.
Hold on. There is a hatch. There's a floor hatch leading up to the just behind the cockpit.
That is true.
Is there now?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so it's right before the cockpit and it's a hatch on the floor. Where does it lead? Is that just like flat out down, like out to the open?
It's probably to the undercarriage of, or not the undercarriage, but like the inner workings of the Nothwin.
It's probably the below deck, like
What's
where
it?
all the
maintenance equipment, power lines, fuel lines.
Got it.
So if I'm looking at this correctly, you have them stationed in what is marked on this graphic as room number 13.
Correct.
Okay.
They have the prisoners seated at the common room table. They are currently standing surrounding that table, just controlling the space.
Me just double checking, because you keep being facetious in your messages. Have we confirmed that this is Rev Garland?
He has a bag over his head.
That's what I want to do with Oho next.
Gorgeous. I love you. I'm going to put myself on mute and let you do that.
I love the paranoia.
It is warranted. But do I get a response from Major Brell?
Yes, you do. infiltration, this is demolitions. Go ahead.
Did you receive my previous communication?
Confirmed.
6 highly trained Death Troopers, extreme armed and surrounding the high-value targets.
Understood and acknowledged. You plan on extracting the target.
We're going to need the
Why?
entire base for that. If we need to get him alive, we are going to need the entire base and that brand new toy that we just acquired.
Acknowledged. Messaging ahead. We'll have Voidfire prepared.
How much time do they need? We can give them a maximum 3 days.
You have 3 days. Figure it out. Over.
Acknowledged. And turn it off. I just kind of like sit back in the co-pilot seat and just kind of like, for the first time ever, Chav will see this. Kesh's shoulders slump. And he just like rubs his temples.
I'm really used to that look, just not from you.
So back on the Delta class T3 shuttle, Major Brell turns to the crew, to include Ego and Dove at this point. All right, attention. Infiltration team was successful in retrieving the high-value target. However, he is in the company of 6 Death Troopers. Some of you have had prior experience with these elite fighting forces. You know their lethality, their capabilities, and their unlikeliness to be taken alive. Our target is in their company.
Chav Visto has 6 Death Troopers on the Nothawin Chimera.
Correct.
I'm sure that's going so well.
Standard procedures with Death Troopers is thermal detonators. They usually carry E11s modified, DLT-19 heavy blast rifles, frag grenades. These people do not usually get taken alive. They will try to take themselves out along with others if they are suspecting to be captured. So we need to catch these guys by surprise if this plan is to work.
Okay. We've got a message from Dove.
That being said, Dove pipes in. Maybe we could assist with the facade of urgency by faking an attack on the Chimera with the Delta.
Sure. My instruction for this was fly to the base, fly from the base, and I am A-okay with that. It was not ship-to-ship combat. Now, I could do it if necessary. Are we saying this is the necessary course of action that we need to take against the Nothawin Chimera?
We're still waiting confirmation of their plan. I gave them 3 days to formulate a plan and prep for it. Voidfire needs to be briefed ahead of time. Elias, I need you on comms to relay that information and prep Voidfire base for potential interception. Elias still kind of numb from the stun ring, gives a confirmation. Understood, Major. It'll be done. And he maneuvers over to the long-range communications array and begins prepping a encrypted message back to Voidfire. However, Major Brell continues to address the rest of you. In the meantime, if there's any other thoughts, ideas that we could utilize to help facilitate this capture or rescue, we're open to ideas. From my perspective, faking an attack, forcing them to land on Falleen, because I believe their intended destination was for Coruscant, which is another 2-3 days travel, which is why I gave infiltration team 3 days to figure out a plan. We can figure out something on our end and potentially force them to fake an emergency landing. Unless there's other ideas.
I mean, it sounds worthwhile. I'm just not sure they have 3 days with 6 Death Troopers.
Neither do I.
Someone's going to tell them something.
The Death Troopers are very inquisitive, very thorough. Eventually, they'll smell something's up. So, the more time they spend aboard that ship, the more risk the crew on the Northwind assumes.
How far are we from Falleen?
5 hours travel.
Oh, those 3 days might be 3 hours. All right. Well, I'm ready to... I'm built for evasives. I'm not built for shooting people. We've been over this.
Well, the good thing is that you have many crew members that are capable of handling the guns while you pilot. So you got Dove, you got ARC Squad with you, plenty of people that are capable of handling the guns. You just got to get them in position. That being said, our scene's going to transition back to the interior of the Northwind Chimera as Moff Oho exits the cockpit and makes his way into the interior of the common area of the Northwind Chimera. Gotcha. Correction. We'll shift to the cockpit of the Northwind Chimera as Chav and Kesh are coming up with their own ideas of a plan.
Also, as I just got a message from the lovely Diaval.Cos, Chev received a text-based message from Dove asking if the chamber that the Death Troopers are in are able to be sealed off completely at all, if there's a way to alter the interior air composition to knock them out or impair them, with consideration that they have helmets that may filter out most simple changes like CO2 poisoning. Me looking closely at the layout of the Northwind Chimera, knowing that they are indeed in section 13, labeled as the crew lounge. Blue doors are labeled as airlocks,
Correct.
meaning that potentially the bridge as well as the cargo hold could be sealed off. And then theoretically, area 15 is an airlock. So that is a thing that could happen. However, the only problem is that they still have a prisoner with them.
Correct.
And the doors for the crew quarters are not
Airlocks.
Airlocks.
Or airtight.
Yes. So, yeah.
And from the canon universe, it has been proven that stormtrooper, at least higher level quality of stormtrooper gear, is some type of self-contained air supply system.
Right, but unless they have propulsion, them getting sucked out into space doesn't really help.
Oh, the intent was to suck them out in space. Yes, then.
Well,
I thought you were
that's
just
like if we open that airlock and vacate the crew lounge and all of the everything else, that
everybody's
isn't
personal
filled down,
belongings.
that would basically make it so that they would no longer be here. But I don't think that that's our best option.
We can try it.
I feel like that's the plan Z when all else fails.
Yeah,
type
that's it.
deal.
I would say that's probably something you're going to want to try if you're able to get the prisoner away from.
Yeah, that
Troopers.
is a big thing for sure. About getting them away from said Death Troopers. Now, what might be easier is if we could somehow get them into the forward cargo hold, but I doubt that that's going to happen without some tomfoolery. So my response to Dove, knowing that he is in the chat, is just going to be like, it could be done, but we'd have to get the HVT away from them. Don't want to spoil the cargo.
Very interesting situation indeed on our hands.
I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
Yay! I think Kesh is just currently going through cameras and making sure the Death Troopers aren't slightly spreading out. They're just staying very concise and very, very knowing where they are.
Yeah,
And
these guys are
doing-
very disciplined. You'd see that
Yeah.
they don't deviate very much.
Yeah, and he's just because he knows in their position, if he was in that armor, in that helmet, and this is a major deviation, so they are going to be hair triggered. They are going any suspicion that they sniff out, they're immediately acting. It's not even
their posture is very much all on the defensive or reactionary right now. They are at the there's no such thing as medium ready. There's only low ready and high ready. It would be like an in between low and high ready. Their rifles are shouldered and ready to go. They are very posturized to react in an instant, and they are not breaking formation in any fashion whatsoever.
Yeah.
So you know they are on high alert right now.
Yeah, it's at that point that Kesh just reaches into a pouch, takes out a credit, and just tosses it to Chav. I guess I don't get to tell you if you're the best pilot or not if we die here.
You can tell me now. I mean, it's already proven. And he points to the trophy that he got from winning the Cloud Car Grand Prix.
Still has that sitting on his dash.
They're literally just looking at it, going through the composite of it. Fair.
I will fill in Cash. I've brought up potentially altering the cabin pressure, maybe knock him out, but we want to kill our prisoner.
Exactly.
Anything we do with the prisoner in your lounge compartment is, by my opinion, out the window until that high-value target is away from his.
Don't say out the window unless that's our only option.
My point is, with the high-value prisoner still in their clutches, everything is mute until we get him. out the way. I'm not even entirely convinced that that might be Rev Garland, seeing as how he has a bag over his head.
Chev's got a thing and just kind of like,
I mean, Kesh would have seen Rev before, no?
Nope,
No.
I don't believe so.
They were transporting the prisoner with the bag over his head.
well, just in
No, I
general.
I mean, like in general, in the before times.
Oh yes. He had, Rev was their cell leader.
Yeah,
You at least know
and-
how tall he is.
That's
would-
fair.
but then again, if he's of average humanoid height, they can easily just
Swap bodies. Yeah.
swap bodies.
That's
Doesn't
fair.
matter. Yeah, so
I'm trying to help you.
I
Like,
get,
Okay. Oho is about to exit, and he
Mhm.
doesn't. He pauses. He is in his mind. He's looking at the door, and in his mind, he is thinking about the layout of the ship, which is a ship that he knows very well. He's been a part of the ship for a while, and so he's taking stock of where he can see through his thermal eye where the troopers are, which you said they're still standing around the table, I believe that you said.
Correct. The lounge table.
Table around the lounge table. And then he remembers the latch, the airlock. And then you just hear him chav. Are you able to open the airlock? Both doors.
Well, yeah.
Okay, now this is something that I'm asking because I'm assuming that this is probably something that is doable, but I just want to make sure that I'm double checking. In the room, which is where the hall where the cockpit is that leads to the common area where all the troopers are,
Mm-hmm.
there's a hall, there's all the other chambers. Would it be safe to say that there are some like straps or things that, like, if you know, like
Overhead
security
railing.
like railings and stuff where people would be able to hold on to?
There would be, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
I was on a mission here. I love it.
Here. I mean, listen, what I'm thinking about doing is it's
It's crazy.
crazy,
This is how we do it, though.
but this is how we do.
This is
So,
really how we do.
This is really how, I mean,
We
already
walk
have
into
six-
the bridge of a Imperial fueling station and say, "No, this is my station," and it works.
So what Oho is going to say is keep the comms open. And when I say go, I want you to open the latch.
Chav's hand is over the button.
Okay.
And
For
he is
logistics,
so rude.
for logistical purposes, this is going to cost you at least maybe a day, maybe 2 days worth of consumables for this maneuver, just for logistical purposes. You guys are at full, so you guys can afford some consumable loss.
Also, I just realized that all our precious items are in cargo containers, hidden in cargo containers, so we're not going to lose any of our more powerful items. They're all very
we
well secured.
We canonically took all of our things and stowed them into the secret
Yeah.
compartment, which is in the back of.
Yeah,
It's labeled on here because this map has it with the retrofitted hangar bay. That's not the container that we have on here. But
Correct.
So what is labeled on here as the double checking the vehicle storage, that would probably just be like a refrigerated compartment for when he is moving temperature sensitive materials. So the back of that refrigerator is a false wall. That is where his smuggler's hold is. So canonically, in what is section 4 on this map, that is where everything that is personal to us, because we loaded it all in there before,
yeah.
including Chav's personal spice. We all remember
And
that.
including needle sniper rifle, including another powerful sniper rifle, including just like
All of
every
those
single
things.
bit of
No.
dangerous equipment.
The only thing that you risk losing is potentially your personal effects, like hollow photo images, toothbrush, whatever, clothes.
Yeah, that
Nothing
could be
like
replaced.
vital. Right.
Well, what's also great about this is that Chev, according to the map, stands the chance to lose the least because the captain's quarters, number 12, is only accessible through the offices. So there's 2 doors between his shit and everything else.
Yeah. This maneuver is doable.
Now we pray.
Yeah, now you're going to need to pray. That being said, let's turn our attention to Oho and see what his plan is.
The moment that Chav gets the information and he sees him, his hands are like hovering toward the thing.
If I may,
Yeah, go ahead.
how confident are we in this plan? Because this is how long into our flight, and we have potentially 3 days to try other things.
3 days means more days spent is more time them suspecting. So the more time they spend here, the more they don't like the situation that they are in, the more they can
The more paranoid they get.
each other and decide to do something about it.
Okay, but when does their paranoia outweigh our paranoia? Like,
You
where
want to try to
is
find
this-
out. Do you want to wait?
I just want to make sure that, like, you know what? You're the one with the moth outfit. I'm trusting you. I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Okay. Oho just kind of like double checks, makes sure that the comm is active and his line is open. And you see that as he faces the door and he's ready to like activate it to open it, there's a pause. There's a breath. You can see that this is a different type of breath. Was not the breath of when he was transforming into Moth Oho. This is a different thing. This is trying to fill himself in with the resolve of what he's attempting to do. And after that breath, hand presses the button, exits, door closes behind him, and he starts walking Moth Oho style down the pathway. And I think he is walking, hands behind his back. He gets like halfway down the corridor or wherever he would need to be, Tarzan, for him to be able to see everybody. And okay. So I don't know how close I need to get for me to see them from that hallway. It's not like a tiny hallway or anything. It's just I don't know where.
It's almost immediate. By the time you're standing on the floor access panel, you're able to lock eyes onto them.
Right. So and that's like short range at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be short. The most extreme, like closest extreme of extreme short range.
Right. And so what happens is that he reaches, once he sees them, is the prisoner secure?
Give me a cool check. Oh, first off, let's go ahead and roll our luck points for the day.
Way ahead of you, buddy.
Way ahead of you.
Oh, you guys already did it. Nice. Oh, and you got a lot of light side points. Look at that.
You're welcome. I helped you. I helped you, buddy. I'm the only one who helped you, but I helped you.
Nice. Okay, so you guys are feeling pretty confident.
This
is gonna be a cool check against their.
Does he get any bonus to this cool check because he is Moth Oho?
No, because these are entirely different organization.
Yeah, but do I get any bonuses about the fact that I actually cut a brother in half?
No.
But does he
We're
actually get any
all
bonuses because
of that.
Victor is a charming individual?
No.
Does
This is going to be
So my
because Ren has done nothing wrong.
so. Difficulty is going to be a challenge of 3. Daunting difficulty. So 3 red, 1 ability. Or 1 difficulty.
I don't know if I'm gonna make this. Hold please.
I'd be impressed if you do, because these guys are fucking hard to read. Feel free to cash in a light side
Yeah.
destiny point.
See what you're saying. I hear you.
I can downgrade the difficulty, or you can upgrade one of your ability.
I'm going to say, is this cool check for what? To read them, to like get a sense?
Correct. Because they're using voice scramblers, so you can't understand what they're saying.
Right.
So,
I mean,
essentially, the cool check is to interpret the cadence and demeanor of these individuals to try and get a read.
cool.
I'll give you a boost die because of your Italian nature, but that's about the extent of what I'm willing to give you.
Yeah. 2 failures, 1 threat.
These guys are stoic, and you try to rely on your innate abilities given to you by your birthright, but these guys, they might as well be machines to you.
Mhm.
And you cannot you cannot ascertain the nature of what they are implying with their voice scramblers.
Oho doesn't like do much. He doesn't react or manifest, like communicates much anyway. He doesn't express himself much anyway. So he's just like, he realizes I can't understand them. He's just looking at all of them. He's looking at the target. And in that very moment, he's just like the periphery of his vision. He's aware of the railing. And he is going to simultaneously say to Chav now, as he's going to use the force to attempt to use move on the target, so that the only person who doesn't move when the airlock is open is the target. And he's going to be basically holding onto the rail, using the force to hold the target while the troopers are actually being sucked out of space.
Oh shit! Okay. Woo! Shit. Okay.
I
All
believe
right.
then Chav closes his eyes and pushes the button.
Okay.
And I think for the first time ever, oh my god! I think Kesh for the first time ever speaks in Scylan and prays to the chess.
I need
to any chess deity.
bring my microphone up for this one. For those listening at home, Oho in this exact moment rolled not 1, not 2, but 5 out of 5 dark side points to use this skill in this moment. It's a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off for him, Cotton.
Okay. So, here's the thing. We can still use this. It can still be done. How many points are you converting?
Only 2.
Okay. Go ahead and cash in Destiny.
I only need 2. So
Okay.
technically speaking, I don't know if we can cash more than 1 Destiny point.
You
turn.
only do 1 Destiny point, but you take as many points of strain as you convert into light side points. So
Gotcha.
if you're only taking 2 points to convert, you're only taking 2 points of strain.
Hold a second. So I use a Destiny point,
Correct.
and then I can use that Destiny point to basically just take strain to turn as many as I want. Correct?
Yes.
I'm going
So
to
you
take
can
all of them.
You're going to convert all 5 into light side?
All 5 into light side.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and cash. You cashed in the token. You take 5 points of strain as you exert your will through the force. Simultaneously, you hear, and suddenly, the air around you, not only around you, the air within your lungs feels like it's been ripped out as the chamber that you find yourself standing in becomes devoid of air, and everything comes swirling past you. You grip onto the hand railing above and extend yourself through the force simultaneously to secure the target in place. Does your... I don't think yours requires a roll. However, the Death Troopers are going to conduct...
If I may, sorry, correction, because it's not really the 5, because it wouldn't make sense. I don't have the utility for the 5. It would be 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3. So it would be 3 magnitude upgrades. This is short range. This whole chamber is short range, correct?
Correct.
So it would be 3 points that I'm taking, not 5, because the other wouldn't have anywhere to go.
Got it. All right. That's fair enough. So 3 points of strain you take as you as you exert your will upon the force to command it to your bidding. I'm gonna have the Death Troopers conduct a athletics check to resist being pulled out into space. This will be a daunting difficulty with a challenge of 2. As the sudden change of pressure and no prior warning ahead of time, they do not get any boost die for it. Yeah, we'll go with this.
I'm going to go ahead and also use my sense advantage ability that once per session allows me to give 2 setback die to one roll of an NPC. So I'm going to give it to one of the troopers. And probably, I know that Oho was looking at them and trying to look at which ones were seem more softer than others. I don't know how much he perceived, but he would give it to whoever is the one that seems the toughest.
Yeah.
This is not looking good.
So me checking, if these Death Troopers are rolling despairs, that's good for us.
Correct.
Yeah. But then there's the triumphs, and I say no.
That's 4. 2 more. 1 more. Let's get a change in music here. We need to shake things up with the little.
I'm going to do this for the audience who are listening in at the moment. For the 6 Death Troopers, the first one rolled 1 success and 2 threats. The second one rolled 3 successes, 3 threats, and 1 triumph. The third one rolled 2 successes, 2 threats, and 1 despair. The fourth one, 1 threat. No, that's the third one. The fourth one, 1 threat and 1 triumph. The fifth one, 2 successes, 1 threat, 1 triumph. And the final 6th one, 5 successes and 3 threats.
So I think that one with 5 successes is the one that gets the setback die.
Wait, Tarzan, did you add the 2 setback die? Because I don't see the 2 setback die.
Which one are you using it on?
I mean, whichever was, I don't remember what I said, but obviously the rolls are out. I don't want to.
Two of them are definitely getting sucked out into space. One of them is probably hanging on the threshold of the ship.
Yeah, I'll give it
with
to
that
the
triumph?
one that has the. I'll give it to the one that has the 2 successes.
Okay, let's see if that works. He's got a despair, so he's definitely on the brink of being sucked out into space.
There's also one that has 1 success.
Also, the other thing that I wanted to point out to you as to why I took 3 strain to convert the points that I converted is because I'm attempting to use move but I'm actually extending also the amount of targets that I can use. Now, that's up to you whether to make it decide or not. I have the ability with that to target 2 more people. And ideally, what he would be attempting to do is, while holding onto the prisoner, if 2 of them seem like they're still trying to hold on to, he's trying to use the movability to actually push them further, or like trying to basically like get them the hell out. That's why I took 3 points of strength. Just-
Okay. So that's 1 failure, 1 threat against the one that had 2 successes
and 1 despair.
and 1 despair. So he still succeeds. He just has 3 threats now, so he takes 3 points of strain. Okay. Another one takes 2 points of strain. Another one takes 3 points of strain. They all take strain. Look at that. Holy shit. Makes sense. So we watch as the audience as the air suddenly jerks, and all 6 stormtroopers begin tumbling. One of which, the sergeant, standing at the front left position, sees the airlock shift and immediately throws his hand down and grips onto the table that's secured to the floor and stops himself from being propelled forward. The one behind him, also taking lead from his sergeant, braces himself against the table as well. The 2 on the right immediately get sucked out into space. One of them, which remains on the frame of the outer hull, just holding on for dear life. The other 3
go ahead.
are
sorry.
the other 3 land on opposite sides of the bulkhead for the airlock, leading out into the exterior of space. You have successfully gotten rid of one of them. You still have 4. Nope, you got rid of 2 of them. You still have 4 still to deal with inside the ship.
Is that easy for me to see on the cams?
I believe you said you do have external cameras on the exterior of the ship. You would see 2 bodies fly out from the starboard side airlock.
So I probably have internal cams at least in anywhere that's not a private sleeping chamber, because this is a company. Well, at one point it was a company vessel, but now it's my company's vessel. My question is, so like, A, can I see the Death Troopers still hanging on? And B, can I confirm if the target and Oho are secure?
So, looking at the cameras, you do see 3 Death Troopers piled up along the sides of the airlock. They seem to be secure in their position. The sergeant and the one behind him are currently secured next to the target, who is being held in place by some invisible force. Oho remaining in place. Actually, Oho, I need you to conduct an athletics check for me as well. Daunting difficulty. Challenge of 2.
Oh, man.
I'll give you a boost die since you... I'll give you 2 boost die since you had the preparation time.
For those listening at home, my heart is beating out of my chest.
Holy shit.
That's what we
Okay.
needed.
So yeah, you see
I
Oho...
did not see it because it lagged on me, so I don't know the results because I have
2
to refresh.
successes, 1 advantage, and 1 triumph.
Oh,
you
perfect.
are lucky.
I am locked in. I am also going to take this opportunity to say Oho is committing one of his force die to basically keeping this connection, his tether to the target, to the prisoner. So like he's locked in, which means that he's okay. Like currently these people are like the space, the vacuum of space is still trying to suck them out.
Correct.
And Oho, as of now, that's still a good position considering that we are 2 down.
Correct. And you only have 4 still remaining. Okay. At this time, let's go ahead and enter initiative.
Okay, I guess that's fair. I'm working out physics in my brain right now.
This is interesting because Oho's fighting in the void of space with no oxygen, along with the stormtroopers. This will be either cool or vigilance for the core Atlas crew. This will be vigilance for the fucking Death Troopers.
Could I talk you into a space piloting check?
No.
I had a feeling you'd say that. Stop getting triumphs for these fuckers. Stop it.
Well, the good news is I'm only giving them one slot. So you guys have more action economy than them. Granted, there's 4 of them still, so there's 4 attempts.
Also,
in one
above
turn.
table, where is the other ship, and are they witnessing this?
They're tailing you guys. Yeah.
He just suddenly just looking out the window and just sees like a couple of Death Troopers just like just floating in space. Just...
Yeah, that's a good point. Ego, at this point, you see a sudden shift happen from the starboard side of the Northwind Chimera. Suddenly, 2 bodies go flying out into the vastness of space. And that's all. And that there's no warning ahead of time. There's just bodies.
I think as like the first one passes, you just get a like really quick if you have your HUD in front of you, just like you watch it go by and you hear bing and look over and it's Jeff just saying incoming.
Okay, 3 hours was 30 minutes, I guess.
Literally, actually. Okay, so
I'm going to say also that I give those advantages on my roll to. I'm going to give.
well,
them
this is just for initiative. This isn't for combat. So you can't spend the advantages. That's just giving.
No, I'm in the one from the when I held the succeeded the holding. I got one.
the athletics.
Yeah, the athletics. So I'm giving that advantage to Kesh.
Gotcha.
Speaking of which, I have two ranks in rapid reactions. The one time I actually get to use it, so I'm suffering 2 strain to get 2 automatic successes on my initiative.
Ooh. Okay. Very cool. So go ahead and add those 2 successes to your roll. There you go. That's a hell of a fucking initiative right there for you. That's a hell of an initiative there, bud. Okay.
Yep, because I got plans.
Okay. All right. Starting off, we have 2 PC slots, 1 NPC, then following up with 1 PC slot. Starting off at the top of the first round, who's going first?
Should I be in this initiative?
Unless you're
Look
trying,
behind.
unless you want to affect something from the exterior.
Ego wants to try to shoot us out of
No.
out of
No, I don't. I just don't know if I need to keep like pace with whatever's gonna be happening. If not, then I won't. But if I do, then I will.
I mean,
'Cause that's how
theoretically, if
things work.
somebody's hanging on to the outside of the airlock, you could
Mhm.
shoot them.
That is true.
Okay.
And
Theoretically, if Oho were to blow out of the airlock, you could try to catch them before.
Yeah.
They.
Okay.
uh,
I'll roll in.
Dia also raised poised the perspective that if there's fighting taking place outside of the ship, Dove could assist in her suit because it also has its own air supply.
That also means that technically, I mean, I know that Dia's not here, but that also means that technically Dove could get like into the ship through the
Correct.
air,
Correct.
which
Well, I don't know. It's been 30 minutes. We're at cruising speed, so I don't like. I would say I don't.
You would have to. You would have to stop traversal.
yeah. I'm not saying like at the current speed. I'm just saying like,
because there's no way she's catching up to you guys in space.
Yeah, that was what I was concerned with. Like, don't worry, I'll get on there.
She does not have enough propulsion to catch up to a fucking ship.
Yeah. If everyone's all right with it, I don't. If I can go first, I do have an idea. It's a very stupid one.
This is the time for stupid plans.
Really?
To be
Okay.
fair, it was an amazing plan. It just really didn't go the way we all thought it was going to go.
Before we decide who goes first, let's look at our objectives. We want Death Troopers out. We want Oho and the target to stay in. Okay. Complications, number 1.
This does arise another good valid point. Being that a bag was placed over this individual's head, I doubt a bag will be able to sustain its position in the vacuum of space.
Yeah, if it's just a bag, no.
Kesh, I would assume you're watching the cameras.
Yeah.
As well.
The target is Rev Garland.
Yay! We did the right thing.
Oh, okay.
We tried.
However, he is an old man.
Yeah, and
how long he'll be able to sustain consciousness in the void of space?
My question.
That is why, if you would allow me, Kesh, to go first.
Yeah. You know what?
We have 2 slots before the Death Troopers do anything. So like,
I am okay with
us.
taking my turn to basically use with that move ability that is currently locked on Rev Garland to basically attempt to move Red Garland to the door where Kesh and Chav are.
To the cockpit, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm okay if that's all that I can do. I'm okay committing my turn to that.
Let's do that.
Yeah, so that we can basically get the whole danger of the prisoner being in the middle of the combat out of the equation first.
That's
so
fair.
I think that would be the action. And then maneuver wise, I think when it comes to maneuvers for Oho in this case, I think I would say that I use my maneuver and I'm as a way to say I'm going to reinforce my attachment to the railing. So like if there's any like particular like straps of like the securing of equipment,
Bracing your brace maneuver.
Yes, I'm basically I'm using brace and I'm using anything that I can within the turn to just make sure that like my adjustment and my attachment to the ship is still pretty solid.
Yeah, the brace maneuver gives you a boost die for environmental effects like sudden shift in environmental changes and whatnot. So yeah, that would be the maneuver you would want to take. That gives you a boost die to your check for coordination to remain on your feet. I would say this would also give you a boost die in regards to an athletics check to avoid being sucked out into the void of space. So if you're using that, that would equate to 3 boost die to your next athletics check to remain in place. I forgot to set up my GM screen, so we're gonna set that up now. There we go. All right. That being said,
it's gonna succeed and it's all gonna be over.
That being said, so you have a force die committed to keeping Rev Garland in your possession through the force.
Correct.
Okay. You already used your force points as during the surprise round. So go ahead and give me another force check to perform this ability. However, you are down 1 force die because you are committing to maintaining the check. Holy fuck.
I'm converting those as well.
Okay.
Wait,
That
are
will-
these? I'm rolling these for. What am I rolling these for?
To control the relocation of Red Garland away from the Death Troopers. Okay. And give me a ranged light attack as well to supplement that.
How many? Well, I mean, he's in short range, so I think I only need 2 of those to convert.
Correct.
Okay. So, and then you asked me for what? Sorry.
Ranged light attack to supplement.
Range light attack.
I'll give us the accuracy of how well you're able to. So it's a short distance, or short range band. So average difficulty. Okay, cool. So you succeed with the force check. You're converting over 2 points to activate the 2 nodes. You are able to effectively relocate Rev Garland without risk of endangerment to wherever you want within the ship. Are you said you want to relocate them by the cockpit, or do you want to set them by the
So
floor panel?
ideally, there are rooms in that hallway. If
Yes.
any of those room doors would have been open, that I can actually move him to, that is closer than the cockpit, so that, I mean, he's. I would assume this is a smart man who's been in the rebellion. So I know that if I would have put him inside one of the rooms that the door was open, he would. I would like to think that he's smart enough to basically press the button and close the door, so he actually is now
Seal himself in a little bit.
seals
yeah.
himself in. Yeah, correct.
Okay. Yeah. Here we are. You want them closer to you, away from the Death Troopers. So let's put them in room. Why is there 2 11s? There's 3 9s.
Because it's all the same type of room.
Yeah.
That's why it's like that. So
So considering
ele-
the
the 11s are offices and the 9s
Ah.
are crew cabs.
Got it. Offices.
and I'll say that
Okay.
considering the accuracy of the range roll as well, whatever as far from the troopers as that would grant me, I'll do that. And
You can
that's-
put it wherever, whatever room you want. So 9s,
Oh, yeah.
10, or 11s.
whatever the closest room to the cockpit, that's where I would put him. So that way
Alright.
he was closer to there. I wouldn't want to leave him outside because then Cash and Chav would need to open the cockpit to bring him. So I'd rather just remove him
And risk them getting sucked out into space. Yeah.
Correct.
That'd be a risky maneuver.
To be fair, we are probably the only assholes who are sitting in chairs that have seatbelts of some kind.
That's a seatbelt.
So yeah, that would be Office 11. Would be the most ideal location to send him.
I would say the foremost, and then potentially, if you could go for the gusto, moving them into what would be the first mate's quarters,
Yeah.
being number 10.
So yeah, you secure him by that door. He clings onto it for dear life and rolls into it, closing the door behind him. Granted, it is not an airtight. It's not an airlock, so it doesn't provide him sustainable environment to breathe in. But however, he's not being subjected to the forces of the vacuum of space, so he's secure in that room for now. That
And I
you've
can release
effectively
the force die as well.
correct. He's effectively removed from this situation where you can more so concentrate on these Death Troopers now before you. That is it for your turn, I believe.
I believe so. I think as an incidental, because I am able to do this, Ojo is going to grab with his free hand. He's going to grab his lightsaber.
Oh boy! Are we igniting that bitch?
His invisible blade, invisible soundless lightsaber.
Oh boy,
Hot.
this is gonna be great. And it doesn't make any sound. However, we're still going to make a lightsaber sound because I like the sound of it.
Do it.
Beautiful. And with that lightsaber in hand, secured in your position, with that athletics check, that will end your turn.
Okay.
The next player in initiative.
It's fine.
fine.
Everything is fine, guys. We're doing great.
So
You have
Yeah.
4 Death Troopers still on board.
right. My plan involves getting them hopefully out. It's a little risky though, but with the package secured, I feel better.
Honestly, I would say, Chav, if you want to do it, because my plan now has very quickly changed. Because my plan was, if there was emergency breathing, Kesh was going to attempt to put one on, get outside, grab Rev, and shove one on his face so he could keep breathing. Hoping that
gonna be
Oho
difficult
was,
now.
hoping that Oho would catch it.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Then Chav is going to attempt something. And in order for me to do that, His Majesty Lord GM.
Yes.
Could I potentially use my... I don't know if you want to call it an action or a maneuver, but the plan here, seeing the Death Troopers hanging on for dear life in this cabin, knowing that the airlock is still open, trying to pull them, Chav's idea is to first list to the port side, bringing G-force to pull the Death Troopers down towards the floor, and then in one motion list hard to starboard, rotating the Nothuin as well. And this should work with physics to lift them off the floor and rotate them through the air towards the airlock. I am attempting to shift the mass of this ship like you're in a car and somebody takes a left turn too hard and you go over the back seat. I'm trying to do that out of the airlock.
We're recreating the gravitron here. I like it.
Yes, sure.
Just trying to have fun in the roller coaster.
Oh my god!
Because we're trying to use G forces, I will say it ain't nothing but a G thing.
Okay, because they already they're still. This is reactionary. However, this will increase the difficulty of their athletics check once again. So yeah, okay, yeah, we can pull this off. Go ahead and give me, depending on how successful you are with this piloting check, which I don't even know why I'm asking. Give me a space piloting check. To do this, I wouldn't imagine it would be that fucking hard. So let's call it a hard difficulty.
Hard difficulty, alrighty.
To generate enough G-force to force these guys out the airlock as they are on the precipice of being sucked out of the airlock.
All right.
And depending on how successful you are, will determine how much harder their athletic check will be once again.
Adding 2 setback die for the... Actually, let me double check my math. I believe that the handling on the Chimera is -2. So adding a 2 setback die. That combined also with the setback die that I have from wearing my training weights, and also because of the skilled jockey feat, I ignore 3 setback die. So no setback.
Also, because if I'm in the co-pilot seat and seeing what Chav is about to do, and I also have skilled jockey and other things, and the full throttle as an operator, can I give Chav a boost die?
Unfortunately, not now because it is not your turn.
Okay, that is fair though. You said a hard difficulty, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
When enemies get threats, do they convert into anything for us?
They can be, or they can be converted into strain for them.
I think you converted it into strain then. If
Yeah.
I remember. Cool. Never mind.
Okay. Alrighty. Just double checking that all my math is correct. Here we go.
Hey! Oh!
2 successes, 6 advantages, and 1 triumph.
You guys are rolling those triumphs out like fucking candy.
What are you talking about? The troopers got 3.
Because these guys are elite fighting force. So of course they're going to roll a lot. Okay.
Ooh, hang on. Because I want to look at that chart again because I think that I can spend advantages to make things difficult for people.
You can, yes.
I would
You can upgrade the
absolutely
difficulty.
love to do that. So advantages. Well, it says that I can spend 3 advantages to ignore penalizing environmental effects. So would you allow me to use 3 advantages to add penalizing environmental effects? And because I have 6 advantages, would you let me do it twice?
Well, I was going to take those 2 successes that you generated as a means to upgrade their difficulty by 2. So you can spend those advantages however you wish. So they will be.
Well, can you upgrade the difficulty by 3 because I can also do that with the triumph?
That's true. Yeah. So, well, okay. Yeah, upgraded by 3. That will be a formidable athletics check for everyone still remaining on the ship.
Wait a minute. Without the triumph spent that way, so what is the check normally for them?
It would be a daunting with 2 challenges. However, you upgraded their difficulty by 2 with that successful piloting check, so that would be a daunting challenge with a challenge of 4.
So if I use the triumph, that would be daunting with a challenge of 5.
Correct.
Alrighty, yeah, I will do that. Absolutely. And then I guess I'm going to spread those advantages around everybody. So everybody here gets 2 boost dice.
Nice.
You know that applies to me too, right? What they're about to roll.
I'm going to give 6 boost dice to Oho.
Like I'm still, I'm still there.
Yeah, but you're praised. You're fine.
I'm also going to give I'm going to give the advantage that I got on my vigilance check. I'm also going to give.
You can't give advantages from your initiative. That's just for determining initiative.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Tried.
So that's. Are they rolling the contest now?
Yes, unless you have anything else you would like to impose.
Well, okay. So was this my action or was this a maneuver? Because technically, like flying is a maneuver, or like driving from spot to
A
spot.
skill check is an action, so the
Okay.
piloting check is your action. Yes.
Okay, I will hold there, and I will see what the results of this action is.
Okay. And you
And-
said you weren't imposing any setback die on their checks, correct? You're just doing the upgrade.
It sounds like that's going to be the option.
Okay, cool. All right.
They have
Let's
theirs,
see
though,
what.
So I mean,
Yeah, let's look at theirs. They have 1 despair. I'll go ahead and add 1 setback die to one of theirs. Let's see.
actually, you can upgrade the ones who have despairs additionally, if that even does anything to their check.
It's a formidable difficulty with a challenge of 5, so there's no higher difficulty than that, aside from assigning setback die. Let's give the despair guy 2 setback die to his check.
Beautiful.
Yep, he's out the airlock. Chav, while I finish the results of this, can you narrate how the Nothwind Chimera looks to Ego right now as this is transpiring?
So in this moment, you were just hanging out in the back, and then all of a sudden the airlock opens and two bodies came flying out. That's when you got incoming. And as you see papers, like plates, bits of food, other
Clothing.
things that were just getting sucked out just because they are not nailed down. You then see the Chimera do this little, like, it's a little bit of a shift to the left and then just rotates. So you actually have a perfect view into this airlock, as it looks like at the moment, of the four that are left inside, a third body has come out. Probably with a lot more like chairs and shit like that, stuff that's getting bigger and now getting yanked out. Damn it.
There's
That's
two
two.
still remaining on the ship. Holy fuck, these guys are.
4 out of the 6 Death Troopers are now floating by your vessel.
So is
because this
Not-
is just like a little thing. Literally,
Oh.
this is the Nothwind Chimera Tokyo drifting to do a 360, but still moving forward.
Oh, I was imagining a corkscrew. Just Nothwind just starts spinning like fucking crazy.
Well, corkscrew would have been this way. I'm literally going.
Yeah.
Corkscrew would have been along the Z axis. We're
Correct.
doing a flat spin along
Yeah.
the Y
Yeah.
axis.
Yeah, no, that's what I was envisioning at first, but after your explanation, I realized
Yeah,
what you were doing.
I want them going laterally out.
Yeah, so
Maybe depending on positioning, I might rotate that into, like, we might literally get freaking, what do they call it? It's a aerial stunt. We might try to do a death roll with this,
Yeah.
which is literally spinning on all 3 axes.
so that being said, Ego, you watch as the Nothwind does a sudden side drift, if you will. The sudden change of force sends out, propelling 2 more Death Troopers directly in your flight path. And whether or not you're able to deviate from them will come up to your turn. Yep, and oh my!
Yep.
Oh no!
No. Wait. I forgot the advantages that Chav gave me.
Correct.
Oh God!
You have 6 boost die.
Okay, you had a triumph from earlier. Can you please?
You guys have like 3 triumphs.
Yeah,
you
I already
need to cash
there
those.
was there was one cashed in
Mhm.
directly in that roll. So if we have
Okay.
2 more, I'll take whatever. If I can use the 2 more to make it happen, I'll make it happen. Otherwise, Ego's gonna have to catch me.
Oh my fucking god! This is crazy.
I can use my own advantages on a roll, right?
Not on your roll, no.
Not
So-
you can boost your next roll, is how it works.
Yes.
I'm going to say that's like 7 advantages total in that roll. So I'm gonna give 3 of those to Chav and 4 to. Actually, I'm gonna give 2 to Chav, 2 to Cash, 3 to the prisoner, just in case.
So the singular cost is for the next active character. You have to spend 2 in order to give any allied character.
Well, yeah, and actually, it's not my turn, so I don't know how this works. But this would be Chav's turn, so Cash would be the next person, I believe. So whatever advantages I can throw
Kesh and
Cash's direction.
Yeah, in Rev Garland.
Yeah.
So
Or no, Rev's not an initiative. You successfully removed him from it, so it would be Kesh and Ego left.
can I communicate with Oho?
Piece is on.
Yeah,
But will he be
communication
able to
is incidental.
respond?
Whether I can hear you, that's another thing.
He's not gonna be able to respond unless he wants to fucking go unconscious.
Yeah, no, he's not going to be able to speak.
he's in the
I'm
back of
looking at
his
you
space
on
right now.
cams.
you can see me. You can see that he's like holding. Like you can, if I may, to paint this.
Yeah.
You see the maneuver when you do the maneuver, and you see that like this other two troopers fall off, and you kind of like great, and you see that as you bring the ship to like back into stabilizing, Ojo has managed all he can, and then you just see that at one point one of the like
He slips a little bit. Yeah.
he slips. You see that one of the straps that he has been holding sort of like just rips, and you see Ojo as he literally is falling, like he's being sucked, but he's going in a diagonal on the hallway. So what he does is he literally, as he's going, you see him use the momentum of the speed as he bounces from the other side of the hallway and just keeps basically pinballing down, pinballs from one side, and as he comes back to the same spot, he once again just latches, and you just see him have that like last moment of just holding, and now his legs are like dangling.
Yeah, he's on the precipice right there next to the Death Troopers right now.
Can I hold? Because that is too close for comfort. Like, that's not even going to be Matt asking. Above table, are you good? This is it. I cannot ignore the peril that Ojo is in. So, quite literally, this is going to end up being like, can I hold a maneuver?
There's unfortunately no way to hold anything like that.
Damn.
There's no mechanic for holding in FFG. So
I would want to hold until after their turn, and then shut the airlock, and then we just have to deal with 2, which is still. But
tell you what,
oh.
I'll work with you. Cash in a light side token, and yes, you can do that.
Our last one.
I mean,
I apologize. I've had to cash in a lot of things because the outcome of me failing is literally getting into outer space.
It's starting to pile up on you. Yeah. I mean, trust me. I mean, I'm going to be spending dark side tokens here in a bit. So, fucking.
I have to, because Chav could not. He would do everything that he can to make sure that Ojo does not get sucked out into the void right now. So literally, like, he's going to look at Cash, hover his hand over the button, just be like, "You go fucking help him." And I'm gonna wait until like what looks like the last possible moment for these Death Troopers, which is narratively me saying right after their turn, right before Cash takes his turn, and then I'm gonna hit the button to close the airlock so that everybody hits the floor and Cash can go in there guns ablazing.
Gotcha. I will point out to the cast members, you are able to take targeted attacks. Just for a heads up, targeted attacks towards specific gear on a target's body. Specific gear on somebody's body.
I know. Waiting for my turn, good sir.
Just keep that in mind. But yeah, okay.
Push this button. That's our last light side token, guys. So
okay.
See you on
with
the other
that
side.
with that light side token, you will be able to close the hatches when you desire.
Yeah. So after they're done with their turn, I would like to close the hatch so that Kesh is unimpeded.
So you're trying to keep them subjected to the environmental forces so they can't do things effectively.
Narratively, this is basically like I'm basically thinking of it like the amount of time that it takes Kesh to unhook, get his ship ready, and make it to the airlock of the bridge is enough time for they're going to do whatever they're going to do.
Gotcha. Okay. That being said, the 2 remaining Death Troopers aboard, seeing you, Ojo, rocketing off of the paneling of the interior corridor of the Northern Chimera, rocketing towards them. They are assuming at this point that you are an immediate threat after witnessing their target, Rev Garland, suddenly propel past you with no physical connection whatsoever, their training kicks in, and they are going to attack you with their weapons. One of them, actually the only ones that managed to survive, are the ones with the E11D blaster carbines. The other ones were too big for them to be able to hold on to remain on the ship. So these guys are going to take shots at you.
I'm assuming that their difficulty is a little harder because of the fact of the space.
Correct.
Great.
This is engaged range.
Mm-hmm.
You have a melee or a ranged defense as is. I will increase that by 2
Uh-huh.
by the force of the vacuum.
Mm-hmm. What difficulty does that make it?
It's still hard difficulty with 4 setback die so far, unless you have other aspects you would like to invoke.
I do. I'm going to cash in. Not cash in. I'm going to take. Let me see. Just double check that I have the math correct right now. I am going to take 3 points of strain using my unlocked dodge ability to increase the difficulty by 3.
Oh, shit. Okay. So that makes it a formidable difficulty with a challenge of 1. Oops. Okay. Very interesting. Wait, upgrade or increase the difficulty?
Hold, please. Upgrade the difficulty to the check by that number. So upgrade.
Oh. Okay, I gotta redo that. E11D, blaster carbine, Oho, engaged, build. So upgrade. So it's a challenge of 3. Nice. Okay, looking good. Environmentals, they have 2 setback die. The ones that have the despairs are already sucked out of into the vacuum. The 2 left, the triumphs. Fuck. All right. If they hit, this is gonna hurt. Okay. Did you roll? Roll.
Is it rolling? 0 successes.
Motherfucker. Cashing in that 1 triumph to get at least 1 hit.
Okay.
So that's 10 points of wounds minus your soak. He's got 2 threats left. He will take another setback die to his next athletics check that he's about to conduct.
How much was the damage?
10 points.
So that's
Minus your soak.
I'm going to use my ability Reflect, which is part of the reason why the lightsaber is out. When I get hit by a distant attack, I can take 3 points of 3 points of strain, and then I can reduce my damage by 2 plus the amount of ranks unlocked in Reflect, which is 2. So that removes 4 points of damage plus the soak. That means only 2 points of damage were taken.
Nice. Okay, nice work. Very cool.
I have obsessed over this character sheet. As Matt will know, this is what I do.
Oh man, this is great. All right, last Death Trooper. You upgraded the difficulty by 3. Does that affect all combat checks targeting you, or just the one? With that dodge, unlock dodge skill. If it's dodge, then I believe it affects all.
Yeah.
He says when targeted by combat check.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, so
it's all.
just like anyone who's targeting him, yeah.
Got it. Oh, you motherfucker. Do I have another triumph?
You
do.
have
I
5.
do.
Count
I do,
minusing 1. You have 4.
Cashing in another hit. That's another 10 points.
Okay.
You can use that reflect ability. I believe it's an incidental.
No, I'm gonna take those.
Okay. However, that will end their turn. They're going to end their turn with a brace maneuver to try and keep themselves in the ship. Or isn't that an action? No, it's a maneuver. Combat check, power check, gear, environment. Yeah, guard stance, assist, move, preparation. Yep. So yeah, brace maneuver. So that will give the two of them a boost die to their next athletics check, which is going to happen now as they are still being continuously subjected to the environmentals. However, that also means, Oho, you will have to do an athletics check as well. But you can wait until after the Death Troopers if you would like. That's 5, I believe, if we're still subjecting the effects that Chev implemented.
Chev did not do a single rotation. The Nothwin is in a flat spin until I say otherwise.
Okay.
So yeah. And that's also why I'm like, I gotta close this airlock right after their turn, because it's gonna be real difficult. I will barter with you since you did bend the rules for me. If it looks like Oho's going out, Chev would close it early, potentially keeping, even if they failed as well, Death Trooper or Death Troopers in.
Gotcha. Come on, buddy. Fight for me. Ah! I got a triumph left. We're catching in that triumph. One guy is staying in.
With one out. Oh, I gotta wait for. I'm gonna wait for Oho.
Ego. Another body propels out of the airlock of the Nothwin Chimera as you see it doing this turtle spin on its y-axis.
You get you get another message that just says, "Look out."
That being said, Oho, I need another athletics check. This is a formidable difficulty. You still have the boost die available to you.
I'm gonna call it, but chances are that I'm gonna fail this roll, because up to now I have used slide side token and triumphs to make it work.
Throw up.
So this is basically what, 5 red?
No, that's just for them. Yours is only 2.
So it's formidable with 2 challenge.
Correct.
Formidable with 2 challenge, and I have my die. Oh my god! Oh,
woo! Shit. Okay.
For those watching this, I don't have that many points in athletics, and this is literally one of the hardest rolls, difficulty-wise, that we have done. And I just rolled and got 1 success, which is all I need. But my God, I know that I'm cool, but I'm not.
If I may, legitimately, like, that just means that the second that Oho is probably on his way out of that airlock is when Chav closes it.
I mean, I haven't let go. I'm still holding.
Oh, that's fair.
So I'm not.
I would say what you would see. I would say what you would see is one of the Death Troopers was on his way out, but with the new location of Oho, it presented an extra opportunity or extra surface area for this Death Trooper to grip onto, and he grabs onto Oho's belt, holding on for dear life as the 5th Death Trooper flies out the airlock. So you see this Death Trooper clinging on for dear life onto Oho. Basically, if you don't close the door, this Death Trooper's trying to take Oho with him.
Did
Then
you say that this trooper is holding on to me?
Yes.
Duly noted.
Chev slams the airlock door, which will first shut the airlocks leading out to the void of space, and then hit another button opening the airlock of the bridge. And as he does that, just yells at Cash, "Go!" And it's your turn, buddy.
All right. That being said, Kesh, you watch as the airlock to the cockpit pops open, and you see as Oho and the Death Trooper falls to the ground, no longer subjected to the environmental hazards of the void of space.
Is air returned to the area? Has air flooded back in?
Momentarily, yes. For mechanically wise, yes. There's air in this in the cabin. It's just slowly filtering in now that there's a seal.
Cool. Knowing that Rev Garland got flung into the first mate's cabby and knowing that air is returned mechanically, which means he's getting a full lot, like, I checked that room to make sure that he was still moving when Chav screamed go, seeing him riding around and then taking a breath of fresh air, like a breath of air.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Rev,
he's moving.
Yeah, Rev is was on the probably on the brink of unconsciousness. He's an old man. He doesn't have that strong lung capacity.
Yep. Given that, if Chav will allow it, Kesh has pulled out one, like, he as he sprints and he's just like forcefully aiming himself at the Death Trooper, pulls out his vibro knife, and he's got no points. Oh no, he's got brawl. He's got points in brawl. He's gonna tackle the Death Trooper and attempt to stab him in the neck with the vibro knife.
Go ahead and give me a melee weapon attack. Engaged range, I believe that's average difficulty. It should calculate that for you.
Do I have anything? I've got assassin. I've got operator. I've got shite. No, all my stuff is ranged. I've got nothing melee based. Shit. Can I attempt to do an athletics check to start with to see if I can tackle the guy?
It's part of your attack. So just make the attack. If it works.
Did he land on his feet when everything came back?
They would have been.
That's a good point. Let's do both Death Trooper and Oho. I need coordination checks. We call this a hard difficulty with the sudden change of environmentals.
Come on.
This dude is fucking good.
Well, shite.
Oh, you said we're only what coordination?
Coordination to land on your feet.
What's the difficulty?
Hard difficulty with the sudden change.
No challenge.
Nice. Same thing. Okay, but he takes two. That's 2 threats. I'll give a boost die to you, Kesh, to your check with those threats.
Okay. In that case, that changes because I'm now going to switch to my blaster pistol, and because I have Guns Blazing and Spitfighter, I'm adding my second blaster to this because I have Gunslinger.
Okay.
So this guy's getting turned into Swiss cheese if I have anything to say about it, which I do. What's the range? Because I'm coming
short.
Short. Okay.
And then you're gonna have 2 setback die because of the close proximity of Oho in the shot.
But I get a boost die due to this. I'm suffering 2 strain to avoid increasing one of the difficulties of a light range attack of attacking with more than one weapon.
Ah, the 2-weapon fighting. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All
the,
right.
the guns are blazing allows me to basically just unload with 2 weapons without.
Cool.
Do I remove a difficulty die because I got a upgrade
If
from
you
a
did the-
difficulty to a challenge?
That's because you're targeting an adversary.
Right.
So no, it's unless you selected the 2-weapon fighting feature in the combat tray, it wouldn't have calculated it into the
Okay.
tray.
Then
So
I need
when you
I need to
when
add
you
that.
build your pool,
Mhm.
you'll see on the right side of the combat tray 2-weapon combat. If you select the other weapon that you're using, go ahead and select that weapon. Short range, build pool, and then just remove the difficulty die that was added. And then you have 2 setback die because of Oho's close proximity. He's basically almost using him as cover. And then anything else you got, go ahead and cash it in.
Yeah, I've literally everything I've got here is the 1 boost die from the situation, the 2 setback die for Oho being in the mix, the upgrade to a challenge, the removal of the difficulty. Okay, let's see how this goes.
This is tense, guys.
Damn! I don't see it yet. Oh my god!
1 success, 4 advantages, 2 triumphs. That's fucking crit and a half. Holy fuck. You can crit with just advantages alone.
Also, okay, I'm critting and I have a lethal blow of rank 5.
You can crit 3 fucking times. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, so since I crit,
How many lethal
150
blows do you have?
rank 5, so I'm doing this times 3, so it has 150 added score.
He's dead. There's no fucking way. He's fucking dead.
So can I
There's
narrate
no
this?
fucking way.
Can I
Hold
narrate
on.
this, please? So as
Well, hold on.
as-
I gotta see. I gotta roll this to see if he actually dies.
Please.
He has to. He has to. There's no.
There's a
Oh, yeah.
bonus of 150. Like literally, the minimum I think is 150 for death.
Yeah.
It's
Go ahead.
150 plus
So-
his death.
So,
Go, Cash. Go ahead and narrate
so as
how
Oho-
you.
so
how you
as
wanna do this.
They are like they're squaring up, lightsaber in hand, activated with the little bit of a like glow coming out of it. There's a as the door opens, and the Death Trooper, in a brief moment, the head twitches as a torrent of laser fire hits him in the neck, under the arm, in the joints, and basically backing up until literally out of nowhere, Kesh runs forward and is just like pistol checks him in the throat, and point blank range is unloading the blaster into the Death Trooper's like in between the throat of the helmet and the chest plate. Till this Death Trooper is on the ground and the head is bisected from from the body, and it's just like literally not even breathing, just looks and sees the lightsaber. That explains a lot. And holsters the blasters and then turns and like it's every day goes and checks on Rakala.
That is insane. You crit 3 fucking times with lethal blows. You can. The fact that you can do that is crazy. That's insane.
I didn't think that was a thing.
You can one-shot somebody if you wanted to.
One shot of fucking Death
Trooper,
homie.
a fucking Death Trooper, one shot.
Over my
Okay, point of
death.
order. I take his fucking E11D blaster carbine as mine as a tribute.
How in the fuck?
And I literally just look at Oho and I just look at the lightsaber. I look back at Oho and I go, "You might want to stow that, and anything else that's on him is yours." But I keep the blaster and go and check on Rev Garland.
I am
That-
so hot for Kesh right now.
To be fair, Chav would have seen that. Chav would have literally seen because the other was
Chev's
open.
literally
of just literally-
unhooking and just watched you walk down the hallway like your last name is Skywalker and just freaking end this thing.
My last name would be Fett for Django Fett with the 2 blaster pistols. I'm just like
Yeah.
solid, like just like
That-
shots in the joints.
And with
That was
he's just-
so
he's
unnecessary.
just gonna slow. Ego, you're just gonna watch the flat spin at the chimeras and just like slow to a halt as it just cruises like it's the Sunday drive. All of a
And,
sudden, and then you get a message that just goes, "I think we're okay."
and Kesh sends a message.
Fisto.
Kesh sends a message to Major Brell. Target secured. All Death Troopers now all accounted for, and we have new gear. And it just turns the comlink off.
That was so unnecessary.
However, he does hit the button opening the door. Looks at Rev Garley, goes, "Colonel." Just like
Sorry, I gotta recollect myself here for a second.
Should we take a 5-minute break?
If I may, we just hit the 2-hour mark,
Yeah.
so I think
Yeah, if
that
you want
we
to take a
can
5-minute break.
I need a moment. This was a lot.
I need a drink.
My player just one-shotted one of the most badass fucking NPCs you can have in this fucking game. One-shotted him.
Hey, Tarzan, just remember, Daddy Vader's coming.
We're so screwed, but I'm
We'll
taking this
two-shot
high.
him.
I'm taking this high.
Yeah,
That being said, all you wonderful 2B Dicers, please take a quick 5-minute break as we resituate ourselves. I recollect myself and regain my composure because I thought I was going to be able to do some damage here. But you gotta love it when your players throw you for a fucking loop.
Byron, love you.
Bye, Ren. Thank you for participating. We appreciate you. For the rest of you 2B Dicers, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Hello, and welcome back, all you wonderful 2B Dicers. Never mind my slight disappointment in how things went down. For the audience, every time you sustain a critical injury in this system, it is a plus 10 to the supplemental critical injury that is rolled. That being said, every time Kesh crits on a target, that is plus 50 with his what's the ability?
Lethal blows.
So it's a plus 10 for every rank of lethal blows that you have. He has 5 ranks. That's plus 50 for the first critical injury. Supplementing that is plus 50 plus 10. Supplementing that is plus 50 plus 10. So this motherfucker just wrecked my Death Trooper with a crit injury roll of 100 and... No, more than that. 200. Plus 200 critical injury table. Mind you, the critical injury table only goes up to 150. So my dude was dead before he even got a chance to think that he was dead. Yeah, that's Star Wars Edge of the Empire FFG for you. Your players will be extremely powerful if you let them get ahead of you. That being said, in my excitement to roll out this tonight's episode, I forgot to do our slate as usual because I am very excitable. I like getting into the meat and potatoes of this game. So let's go ahead and roll out the slate for the week. There is no Frontiers of Eberron this Sunday. It will be coming back next Sunday. Tales of Varden, not this Thursday. I believe it's next Thursday since we skipped last week's. So be on the lookout for that next week. So the only game that you have this week will be Edge of the Empire this week, unfortunately. But I'm hoping that the level of intensity and entertainment that we're providing today will more than make it because there's a lot to be had. And then Dimensional Dial is still currently being locked down. We, I believe, have just about everybody locked in schedule wise. We just have to do the math and figure out what day would be best. That being said, be on the lookout for that. All shows will be announced. All the to be announced shows will be announced on our X account. So be on the lookout for that. To be Diced Adventures or To Be Diced ADV on X. Other than that, that is it. Let's go ahead and get back into the story, guys. We're going to do a time jump here. There's not much to be had.
If I may, though, for flavor, because I wanted to do this once like the combat is resolved, I think that Kesh destroys this guy. Oho like was basically landed with this guy behind him, and so he doesn't even see, like he was ready to like strike with a saber, but he doesn't even see this guy as the bullets fly past Oho and this thing falls. And you see that Oho, it barely, like, he doesn't even like seem to acknowledge Kesh or the trooper. He just sort of starts walking, stumbling down a little bit toward the cockpit. And in the hallway, Chav, probably if you turn, you see him. You see that he's got a couple of blaster shots on him, and you just see him as he goes, see, sense of adventure, and then falls to his knees, and then pop, just like fucking like he just passes out for a bit.
You did exert yourself quite a bit in this moment.
Like I still have strain. Like I it's not like I have wasted mechanically speaking. I'm just like realistically speaking, he was holding on to dear life while oxygen was being sucked out of the air in the section, and on top of that, he was also applying the force to use the force. He used it to push somebody to another room. The exhaustion that he got from this, plus the 2 shots that he got, like he's just like he just drops.
Yeah.
When you opened the door to the bridge, you found Chav halfway through unbuckling himself. looking at the bridge door, mouth agape, the console having the camera up, where now that it's afterwards is the aftermath of what Kesh did to completely humiliate this Death Trooper. And like he just kind of turns watching everything that just happened with the two of you, and then you collapse in front of him, and he looks back up because Kesh is in a different room. I'm going to say that Chav looks directly into the camera and just goes, "What the fuck?"
Mind
and then
you,
he's going to try to pick up and get him somewhere comfortable.
yeah. So as you take stock of Oho's current condition, he did suffer a glancing blow from the first blaster bolt and a abdominal abdomen
Yeah.
shot.
We got it.
Abdomen shot. Just a glancing blow to the abdomen as well.
I'm pretty sure that Oho has a stim pack.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that off of his body and administer it to him.
You guys recollect yourselves as Kesh. You make your way over to Rev Garland in the office space. You see him prostrated on the floor, kind of regaining his composure and his awareness of the situation that he currently finds himself in. He's aboard a ship that he does not recognize. The sound of the vacuumous space sucking the life out of everything in the vicinity, and some mystical force just propelled him into a room that he has no idea how he got into. And he just looks over at you, this 5'4" tall human man, age around early 60s, slender build, white short hair, blue eyes, fair skin. Former senator of the Imperial Senate, Rev Garland, looks up at you.
Can you stand, sir?
Ah, yes. Thank you. Where's Major Bro?
On a different ship. He's been notified that you're fine.
Good. Rather risky rescue mission, if I do say so myself. That was
Kesh just offers a hand in a way of like, let's just get you up and let's get you into a more comfortable seat in the cockpit.
He takes the kind gesture. You help him up. He's standing a couple inches shorter than you. Has this very jovial expression. He's happy, relieved to be in this situation.
Yeah, Kesh just sits him down in one of the separate seats in the cockpit, and actually does like a routine like medical check of his vitals, his pulse.
Stop fawning over me. It's fine. I used to do this back in my younger days. It's nothing new.
Yes, you're not exactly a young, spry Corellian chicken anymore.
Used to do what in your younger days?
I used to engage in the occasional political protests and whatnot. Nothing.
And they often had to do with getting yeeted into the void of space on a way. Chav Visto, by the way, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Rev Garland, former Imperial Senator.
Good for you.
And the one that saved your life is currently resting.
Yes, I don't recognize this crew. Did you recruit more for Orc Squad?
No, it's a long and complicated question that I'm still waiting an answer for.
It's a very short answer. You are looking at most of Core Atlas.
Oh. Well, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm indebted to you for your service to the rebellion.
Let's just say they are eager, very straightforward, improvised, everything that the rebellion looks for, and additionally on top of that, they did just score a major blow against the Empire that took out 3 Star Destroyers.
That's the. I assume something drastic took place. But the decisive blow against the Empire is a victory in my book. Well
True.
done.
But now comes the question of how quickly can we leave before the response comes. But also, speaking of which, we are returning to Farlene. That is our destination.
Void Fire Outpost is still staying. That's good to hear. All right, very well. Well, the faster we get back to Void Fire, the faster we can start planning relocation. Let's get back to it and start the preliminary planning.
3 hours is what all that Chav says as he sends the information necessary to the shuttle so that they can follow the same path that Chav found that is as short as needs to be.
Sounds good.
I'm going to say that at some point, I don't think Oho is like lights out for too long, especially if Chav gave him the stim pack.
Yeah, there's a bit of adrenaline in those stems. So
yeah, so I think he recovers. And I think one of the first things that happens is that after he recovers, he's sort of taking stake of what happened. And he takes a moment of privacy where he sits down, closes his eyes, takes a deep breath. And I'm going to use my ability of shadow ability suppress, which basically obscures me from the force.
Okay.
Because the things that we just confronted and the effort that he had to take force-wise, and some of the stories that he also knows from things that happened to Raul, make him feel like, once again, like there is this escalation that has been happening gradually the more they continue to do things, where the challenges become bigger and the threats become larger. And now it's that time where he's starting to become more aware of the importance.
It's starting to build, yeah.
Yeah, and so he basically has this moment where he visualizes himself in Dathomir. And the way that happens is that he visualizes himself in Dathomir, and in his mind's eye, he is standing around the trees where all the Night Sisters' bodies have been, that are basically put in the cocoons after the pass, are there. And he literally visualizes himself, his legs and his feet fusing onto the red soil as he slowly becomes a tree that then also expands and has a cocoon where he is in a fetal position. And that's the visualization of how he suppresses himself from the forest by hiding himself, this force ability, in the forest of the Night Sisters.
I like it. You retreat into this mental solace as the Nothman Chimera and the Delta Class T3 shuttle propel themselves through sublight drives back to Falling. We're going to accelerate forward in time. Obviously, you guys are met with with an entourage of security forces and transport ready to take Rev Garland and relocate him safely and efficiently. You guys now find yourselves back at Voidfire Outpost at this point. It is nighttime. We're jumping forward about 9 hours in time. 8 p.m. Pauline time. At the Central Command Center, our scene finds us as the crew congregates in the auditorium of the command center. There stands at the center of attention Rev Garland, Major Brell, and several analysts standing behind them at their respective stations. Major Brell and Rev Garland summon a crew of Core Atlas to the center of the auditorium.
So, it's been brought to my attention that you were several of your members were once members of the rebellion. Isn't that correct, Major Bro? Yes, sir. Formerly of Krill Squad. Designation Mudhorns. Deserters, by all rights. Yes. From what I understand of Krill Squad, they've had their fair share of nigh impossible tasks. They've paid more than their fair share of blood and tears. And we don't operate similarly to the Empire. We don't force servitude amongst our rank. I see no issue with Mudhorns taking a moment of reprieve to themselves, do you?
In this moment, there's a level of confliction in Major Brell's expression. Go ahead and give me a cool check. Those who care to ascertain the nature of his confliction.
Would I
So
get
the-
a boost die at all because I've worked with Major Brell for quite a while to kind of
Yeah, I'll give you-
understand him?
I'll give you 2 boost die for yours, yes.
Thank you.
I will abstain.
It's this. You said cool perception wouldn't apply here, or vigilance.
Cool operates more so in the effect of insight in terms of D&D.
Do I get any boost die for Ikani micro gesture ability?
I'll give you a boost die for that, yeah.
What's the difficulty?
This will be a hard difficulty.
Nope.
Nope.
You see him turn to the side after Rev presents this line of thought to him. Unable to ascertain the nature of what his confliction resides in. He turns and looks back at you, both you and your brother, Rawl.
No, sir. I see no reason. And we are not the Empire. So, will you continue to lend your efforts to aid the rebellion? We could use the skills that you have presented with this mission. You would be a great asset to us.
I'm taking a beat for above table because if nobody else has opinions, Chav would step forward.
Oho has one, but he'll let you chap go first because Oho's is a reference to something in the past.
Chav will kind of like look to one side, seeing Core Atlas, look to the other side, seeing the rest of them, and then take that step forward. If it's been any like if this meeting is happening right away, he's still dressed as an Imperial pilot, but if not, he would have changed out into something a little less,
You guys would have had about like 9-10 hours to do
Okay.
anything.
Hours, then
Yeah.
yeah. Then yeah, Chev would have, for the moment, changed into his cities, as it were. And he's going to address that, since this is as close to a formal meeting as he could get. He gives a nod and just goes, Chavisto, captain of the Northwind Chimera and leader of Core Atlas. However, I speak to you not as the leader of this ragtag group of smugglers turned, I don't even know what to call us anymore, sir. I came here. The intention was not directly to help the rebellion. Helping the rebellion helps a goal that I have in mind. My homeworld, Nothwin, is currently under siege that is being disguised as just a precautionary blockade.
Yes, that has been on our many missions, listed among many of our missions, a situation that we seek to resolve ourselves, as we are the most immediately accessible unit in the sector. I must confess, we do not have the resources or the manpower to affect any sort of change in that situation. But rest assured, we are endeavoring to become that change. So, despite your motivations as to seeking us out or aiding us, we would be honored to assist you in liberating your home. As long as you're willing to aid us in our efforts.
Anything that I can do from here on out that ends with me in the cockpit of a starfighter breaking that blockade line, you got yourself a deal. But I will specify, I speak as a citizen of Nothwin, not as any defining voice of Core Atlas. As, yes, they are my crew, but my crew has voices of their own and their own ambitions, goals, and lives. And if they do not wish to help with such an endeavor, that is entirely their decision to make.
Fine captain you make, Chavisto. As a leader is only as strong as those who support him, and a leader cannot be that strong if he does not listen to the words that provide his base. So, members of Core Atlas, where do you stand?
I think Oho and Raul have been sort of like standing or leaning against a crate somewhere in this conversation, in that like relaxed way, but in that way that like Chav knows that the two of them are in that like ready to sprint situation.
Which is very dichotomous, because even though Chav normally would be with you in that moment of like being relaxed, almost unbecoming of him, it's like Chav's back at the academy because he's here for an official purpose.
Yeah.
I think that Oho and Raul look at each other, and there is a moment where Oho sort of pushes himself off the leaning and standing and just steps a little forward. There is much that my brother and I carry that has forced us to find ways to survive over and over. And if Chav is looking to get himself to clear his planet, then we will help him do so. As we also find our way to try to attain the peace of mind that my brother and I have sought out for a long time. However, if we are going to be assisting you, I think there is the matter of truly knowing who we are assisting and every single person that is involved here, because I will not go into this just to be finding myself facing yet another enemy that I don't know. And as he says that, he turns to Kesh.
And similarly, Kesh and Major Brell and Rev Garland turn their attentions to Kesh as well.
Yes, it has been brought to my attention that some suspicions have been confirmed. Kesh, please step forward.
Kesh simply says, I am not any of your enemies, and yes, I made a tactical error that I have answers to.
Please feel free to enlighten us into what your motivations were.
Kesh walks forward to the main, display console, takes out the very familiar crystal chess collective code that he's been given to communicate with his handler.
Yeah.
Places it on the table. My full name is Kesh Taik Akur Naruto. I am not an Imperial agent, as much as some of you probably had that suspicion of me. Me and my people have no love for the Empire. What I did was simply send out information of an opportunity for an alliance between the rebels and my people. It is part of my custom of my people as well as I was trained as a long-term agent of the Chiss Ascendancy to be deep undercover to the point that I cannot allow anyone to know of my comings and goings unless absolutely deemed necessary and compromising no secrets of the Chiss Ascendancy. I am permitted to share this information with all of you. I am one of many throughout the galaxy, and we have no love for the Empire. In fact, we pretty much have a shoot on sight with the Empire, which is not normally our way. They did transgressions against us, so we will destroy them. And looks prominently at Oho. Not everyone has secrets that they wish to share, but sometimes it's warranted and necessary.
Oh, not you evenly, as usual.
Yep, he does the same.
Please do excuse our level of apprehension, as your people do not have the best of reputations amongst us. As you are probably very much aware, Admiral Thrawn hails from your home and has been the bane of many rebellions.
One Chiss does not equate to an entire population. I could say the same about all of you. Just as I can point out My people do not have a high value on any of you either. Assassins, saboteurs, traitors, dissonants. And yet, they are willing to offer help. I have cast judgment on all of you more times than I can count, but I remain. I choose to help even when all of you look at me with suspicion. So you tell me if I'm trustworthy by my actions or by the fact that I'm freely giving this information.
Ash, give me your choice: charm or leadership, or negotiation.
All three are ability checks.
Might
There's no-
I offer a boost die in the form of helping, which Chav would do as listening to this? Chav doesn't say a word, but internally would sympathize a little bit. And Chav would just take, it's probably a lateral step to be literally one step off to the side and behind Kesh.
I'll give that to you. You could have a boost die from Chav. I'll also give you. I'll give you a proficiency die. You can upgrade one of those ability die to a proficiency since you spent as much time as you have with Auric Squad. So you have one proficiency die, one boost die.
On what type of difficulty?
Let's take a look at Rev here.
I will also say I'm going to cash in both my triumphs to get automatic successes as well.
Okay.
So I'm adding.
This will be a hard difficulty with a challenge of 2. I'm not going to cash in a token for this.
Oh,
it's already hard
lovely.
enough. So
hard difficulty, challenge of 2.
So 2 red, 1 purple.
Okay.
You have a proficiency upgrade to the check, a boost die to the check. That's it.
Yep. And cashing in the 2 triumphs for automatic successes, which are added in. Hopefully this works. Luck. Luck, luck, luck.
Kesh, you present a fair perspective. You are correct. One individual does not represent the collective motivations of an entire species. And we shall endeavor to work against our prejudices due to the horrors that Thrawn has enacted upon us throughout the years.
If it makes it any more comfort, he is an exile to my people. He is no friend of my kin, and he is absolutely no ally to the Chiss Ascendancy.
And hopefully there may be a chance at an alliance of sorts between the rebellion and the Chiss Ascendancy. But due to the precarious nature of our situation, do know that we do have to treat you with some level of separation to avoid the compromise of any secret information being leaked. You still will act as an important, vital member of Auric Squad, but we have to enact some levels of precaution. I hope you understand.
I understand. It's nice to have someone with a measured mind in command again, as he picks up the cash code that he's got, puts it in a very secretive pocket that it was in, and just waits if he's been excused or if he's still going to be backhanded.
Major Brell, for the most part, has been very poignant and stern. He hasn't shown any sort of expression. His eyes have been focused on you the whole time, just observing your reaction and how you behave with this whole back and forth between Rev and you. Taking notes of Chav's silent alliance or
Show of support.
Yeah. But he does not speak up in this moment. Rev is very much in command and dictating events going forward. That being said, Rev places a reaffirming hand on your shoulder. Thank you for all you've done, Cash. And I hope to see more from you. And I appreciate your efforts in rescuing me.
It's the mission.
And that brings me back to the task at hand. As he gestures for you to take a seat or resituate yourself amongst the rest of the base.
Cash was on the very far end, as he always is, like literally a foot away from the door level, like observation.
Yeah. As you situate yourself, Rev does turn to the auditorium as a whole. Is there anything else you guys wanted to address before he moves on?
I guess I will point out that probably checking on the doctor would have been a priority as well once we arrived.
So that would have taken place before this meeting. Doctor's in good health. He's
I guess, yes. I guess there's something for the meeting specifically, so we don't have to like put fall back or rewind.
Okay. But she's in good health.
Oho would have a moment of, I think it might be worth for you all to consider relocation.
That brings us to our next point of order. Voidfire Base is at this point compromised. We can no longer risk sustaining our presence here on Foline. It has made it painfully clear that it is staunchly aligned with the Empire. Our efforts to exploit any weaknesses within the government has borne little fruit, but a sustained campaign here is not beneficial. So we are actively searching for our next base of operations, but in the meantime, there are more immediate concerns that we must consider. Our friend Chav Visto here of Core Atlas has brought forth the concern of the occupation of Nothwin. We have struggled to assemble our own aerial strike force, but that endeavor has been wrought with complications, with many of our pilots currently still in incarceration in the nearby sector. The chances of a successful blockade break is impossible without them.
May Chav speak up? Chav would probably have turned to the like whatever they're displaying to talk about this or anything like that, if there is any type of display. But he will move to address Rev Garland. But before I speak, may I retcon one thing?
What would that be?
That on the way here, knowing that this conversation was going to happen, Chav would have written a letter, a handwritten letter.
Ooh. And who would that be to?
To the people that I'm speaking to, but the letter would be closed and in his hands as he's about to speak.
Okay.
Chav would then nod and say, I have some information that I can share that may make this potential siege a lot more of an attainable goal for the rebellion. But first, I need to make sure that there is one clause that will be fulfilled with my help. In the event of my death, from this exact moment, Nothawin becomes free from the Empire, and the rest of Core Atlas does not get any sort of reprimand for the words that are about to come out of my mouth. It is all solely on my own shoulders.
You have our word.
Oho rarely leans in.
As does Kesh.
I think Oho and Ral simultaneously lean in. That like synchronicity of brothers, just like they both of them just have a slight shift of the body, just enough.
And Kesh actually then goes from his outside to standing behind Chav in the mirror of support. But at the same time, I don't think it's any secret to Chav that if he whatever he's about to say might cause Kesh to back out on the support.
Yep. Chav in that moment, like knowing, all right, well, they said that from this point forward, so as far as he is concerned, the agreement has been had, and they better come through. Chav then nods and goes, on the subject of people and the groups that they may or may not have been affiliated with in their potential alliances, I must inform you all that I am, as last I was told, currently Agent Lancer of the ISB, serving under one Agent Killbolt of the ISB.
You do hear the charging up of several blaster rifles immediately.
Not
Oho.
a single.
Oho and Ral are immediately flanking Chav. Both of them, matter of fact, calmed faces, just protecting Chav.
Rev Garland, before you, raises his hand to his people, gesturing to Chav to continue.
He nods and takes a breath, like, all right, they didn't shoot me yet. And also, I'm still standing, which brings me to the next thing that Chav is going to say. This position was not one that I hoped for, pursued, or made any motion to try and attain myself. I was forced into this position as a matter of quite literal life and death, and I have been forced to be subservient as long as the goals seemed like they were in line. As this Agent Killbolt appears to be working against Emperor Palpatine.
You get a curious look from pretty much everyone.
And as a show to try to really sell this whole thing of like, I must once again reaffirm that this is not a willing position that I had. Chap takes a slow step forward, slowly raises both hands, slowly turns his head to the right before leaning or folding his ear forward to show the scar that is behind. As he then says, Agent Killbolt has his finger on a button that can implode my skull at any moment.
Visto, you are a complex individual. I'll give you that. A man under the Empire's thumb. No one should live like that.
I would very much so like to stop living like that, but at the moment it seems that the only person capable of fixing this issue is in your med bay.
If you'll have us, we will endeavor to rectify this issue. Remove said bomb from your skull. We can't risk your safety on the whims of an deranged man.
Chev kind of like nods, like deranged is a word. I fully understand and will comply with whatever precautions you deem necessary to take for me, as I am unsure of the lengths that Agent Killbolt has gone to keep an eye on my activities. We have searched our ships several times for listening devices, tracking devices, and other tools of spycraft, and we have found some and gotten rid of them. However, any scans that you may be able to provide as well can only help to make sure that anything that we are doing is not under this individual's eyes. But he seemed to have a vested interest in the liberation of Nathawin as well.
Let it be known, you'll be treated with, before we go any further, give me a charm check as well. Your choice, charm, leadership, or negotiation.
Okay. Charm is 1 and 1. Leadership is 1. Negotiation is 1. So it's going to be a charm check.
While Chad is rolling that, I will say, even though Cash is staring directly at Major Brell in a way of, don't.
Gotcha.
So
the hard difficulty with a challenge of 2.
Okay. Challenge of 2. Got it.
Does he get a boost die from Roland Oho and Cash performing a protective semicircle?
I'll give you a boost die for the rescue efforts that you've endeavored in.
Okay.
Yeah, a boost die.
Do I still have boost dies from other things? I think that I was given, 2 from OO?
Oh yeah, you never had a boost die or a skill check yet, so yeah, you still have 2.
I'll toss those in there because why not? Alrighty. I am going to evoke Natural Charmer to reroll that.
Yes. Okay.
Come on, let's go. Let's finish this session with a good note.
Please, please, please.
It's not a despair.
It's not a spare. That's better.
I will take, in this situation, Chav would take a failure and some threats because he understands that his presence here is a threat.
Right.
If they flat out were like, well, we're going to deal with this, but you're spending the time until then in the brig. Okay.
So your situation that you present is almost similar to Kesh. However, you present a more dangerous threat comparatively.
The dichotomy here is that people suspected Kesh of being something that he was not, and nobody suspected Chav of being something that he was.
So that being said, that charm check was to determine the severity of how they would react. Rev Garland is very much a very level-headed individual. But the threat that you do pose cannot be ignored.
Javisto, your forthrightedness is a trait to be commended. However, as leader of the Pathfinders, 1st Regiment Orc Squad, I do have to take into consideration the safety of the men and women under my charge. For the safety of the operations going forward, I will have to incarcerate you for the time being. You'll be treated with fair treatment and dignity as one who has shown that they are capable and willing to support the Empire. But
Oho just speaks. He hasn't moved. That's all he says.
I understand your apprehension, son.
And I understand that you don't understand nothing. You incarcerate that man, you incarcerate one of the best pilots of the galaxy.
Oh.
You incarcerate him, you lose the Mudhorns. You lose the Mudhorns, you lose the people that just brought your leader back. You have been working with a Chiss who has been sending information this entire time. Granted, they have said that they want an allegiance. Now, Chav is presenting himself as someone who has a bomb in his head and is risking divulging this to you, a group of people which I will tell you, I do not think any of us trust deeply enough to bleed for one another the way that we would bleed for each other on our ship. So no, he is not going to be imprisoned. If you want him gone, then we'll be gone. But then you lose all of us.
And I would like to point out, sir, you'd also lose me. How is me having restrictions any different than him being incarcerated? You incarcerate him, you incarcerate me, and you lose me as a potential ally. And if you are wanting him to be incarcerated, I'd much rather him be on his ship and on his way, and I will go with him.
Understand, the incarceration is to keep him from accessing vital information to the operations of Orc Squad.
And where exactly?
It's not in a permanent sentence. It's just a precautionary measure to protect the men and women here on this base.
You said yourself that this place is compromised. I do not want one of my people incarcerated when an attack could happen at any moment. So if you are not going to agree to working with us, then send us away and we will go. But you are not incarcerating any of us. And if you have an objection to that, we can just dance right now and see how many of you are left to continue fighting the rebellion.
Oh,
When Chav says
I
that,
just looked at the screen and I got so excited.
when Chav says like "Oho," you see Oho like looks at you, and then looks back and says, "As after a long pause, respectfully."
Chav has been characteristically quiet about this whole scenario. Does she have any input in this exchange?
It's now a very tense Mexican standoff between us and everyone in this entire auditorium, with them claiming they want to incarcerate.
Sorry.
Chat.
So let me catch Dove up since she's just jumping in. So Kesh just revealed his affiliation with the Chiss Ascendancy. Chav just revealed that his association with the ISB. Rev Garland has deemed Kesh is still able to be part of ARC Squad, but however, his access to vital information is restricted. But he wants to incarcerate Chav because of his immediate threat that he does present as a temporary measure to protect the men and women of Voidfire Outpost.
For the record, because it looked like when you said that Chav revealed his connection to the ISB, it looked like Dia said, "Why?" It was framed in a way of Chav secured the rebels as wanting to help with the siege on Nothoin, and did not want to compromise them because he has a bomb in his head and potentially there is a Agent Killbolt looking over his shoulder. So he came clean about that before any more steps were taken.
That wasn't a choice of his own volition, was it? From memory?
Well,
Was
no,
kind of strung up into that.
Yeah, that was explained.
Was embedded in his head.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fully explained that Chav was not a willing participant in this whole thing, but it is a risk that is associated with him being here.
And then during the revelation of his association to the ISB, you would have heard blaster rifles being charged up and readied. But
And then-
Rev Garland has diffused that. So you do know people are at the low ready right now.
Oho Roll took Chav's side, and Kesh is basically back to back with Chav. Blaster's actually out and charged up and is staring at Rev and Major Bro as a don't, and has threatened that he will walk and leave.
Basically,
with Atlas.
Basically, if I may, like what Oho has basically planted is you're not putting Chav under in a prison. If you don't want him to be free, then just let us go, because we're going with him and we're not going to be staying. And if you have a problem with that too, we can just settle that right here, right now.
Yeah. And yeah, Oho threatened to all out combat.
Oh yeah, double down on that. Absolutely. Give her a reason. Give her a reason.
Why did I just picture like the charging up blasters on the rebel side, and then Oho and Raul take their positions, Kesh takes his position, and then we just have Dove just turns into War Machine for a moment.
Literally, don't forget, she's got a belt that actually carries her blaster rifle for her. She doesn't even need to lift her arms. That entire scorpion.
You got an extra arm now? Oh no!
Over Chav. So I've had that instead of gamed, Tarzan. It helps to support the weight of the equipment. That
Oh, the weapon harness. Yeah. I thought you were talking about
styled in that manner.
there's an extra attachment that acts as an independent arm, by the way, that can manipulate a weapon. So you can potentially have 3 weapons at one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you get double idea. But
that being said, the situation is tense at this moment. By the time you would interject, Rev Garland hasn't made any final verdict. He is still hearing everybody out. However, the rest of the chamber is the air is very tense. The security forces present are very much in a reactionary state. Rev Garland is still trying to be the mediator. Major Brell seems a little bit on the detaining side. As far as anybody else is concerned, because no one was able to ascertain the nature of his perspective. Cash
is just staring down Major Brell with the look of don't.
And
Yeah.
Despite the overall tone of the rest of Core Atlas and Association, Chav is being nothing but compliant in this moment.
Shock at that. Double down on host Fred, honestly, joining in that stare down, looming over and above Chav at this point, and say, temporary detainment, huh? How often have we heard that, and it becomes more than temporary? And she's thinking specifically back to the very reason why she is now working alone with her previous partner, Ember's, blood father, rotting away in some current space station, detained. To be fair, he deserved it, but that's a special case. If you want to risk putting aside an asset in detainment, an asset you've seen how much they can be worth, that's on you. But if things go to shit, and you want a pilot, and you want someone who can get in with the other agents, well, you're throwing away a very good card to play.
Understand me when I say this. This is not the intent to throw away an asset. This is a measured precaution. But before I go any further, Chav, give me one more reroll. With your charm check, I'll give you 4 boost die with the added support.
Boost die?
Yes. With the added support and arguments presented by your crew.
Before I even roll this, win, lose, or draw, I love you guys.
Oh my god. How do you roll worse? Wait, no, you rolled a little better. A little better. No, it's still kind of worse. For the audience, Chav Vista re-rolled for a third time. A failure, 5 advantages, but this time 1 despair. Do you guys have any triumphs left over?
I have a question.
Yes.
For the sake of the narrative and potentially see what happens, could I roll a coercion check on Oho's side as a way to basically see how the pressure of Oho's ultimatum of we will walk, how that could potentially influence the fact that the charm that Chav had doesn't work, but there's still the fact that Oho is kind of
yes, that could affect the outcome of this. So yeah, go ahead and give me a charm check, coercion check. I'm going to cash in a token to upgrade the difficulty by 1.
So
this will be. This will be a coercion contested. If there's a suggestion for coercion, Google is the best asset to find things quickly.
Can I boost that in any way, since Dove has advantages to coercion by nature of being a Zabrak and by nature of being Dove? It's in one of her trees somewhere.
I know that I also have my very, very willing brother standing next to me.
You guys have so many
Please,
coercion boosts.
Victor, do not bring up Raw. Don't do that, because all of a sudden...
He already has. He's literally holding the button with.
I know.
Here,
exactly. We're all going to die if you say if you say his name 3 times in the mirror. We're all dead.
Speak for yourself.
That will be the only survivor.
Discipline. It's a discipline. Okay, cool. Cool. What is his discipline?
0. Let's go.
Still pretty staunch fucking difficulty. So it's got a daunting difficulty with a challenge of 2, but I cashed in a token for an upgrade, so it'll be a challenge of 3.
Oof.
Daunting difficulty.
Well, this is where
You'll
the
get
dice gods speak.
you get 2 boost die from Rawl because of his intimidator factor that he has. I know of. Another 2 from Dub as well.
Oh,
Okay. As you guys maneuver in position to protect your friend, Chav Visto, presenting yourselves as an elite fighting force, willing to fight and die on this hill, that Chav Visto does not belong in a cell. He belongs in a cockpit. Rev, Garland, the security forces around you, still at this point, blasters raised in response to the antagonistic nature of your guys' positioning. Major Brell, hand hovering over his sidearm, staring down Cash. Rev Garland lets out an exasperated sigh.
I admit, putting you in a cell would present risks. It'd be tying a hand behind our backs in any given circumstance. Should the Empire discover our position before we're prepared to leave, a wandering patrol wanders into our perimeter. You being secured in a cell would present complications. However, I cannot ignore the dangers that you do present. We don't know the nature of these cybernetics that are implanted into you, whether or not they are capable of monitoring, transmitting, intercepting transmissions, so on and so forth. So you cannot remain here at Voidfire Outpost. You will leave tonight. But you'll have our transponder code, not transponder. You'll have our code cylinders to contact us. And if you're willing to meet us halfway, we would be happy to take your code chain as well. We may be able to contact you. We will contact you when we are ready to establish communications in preparations for missions going forward. But until then, you must keep distance from us for the safety of the men and women that I am in charge of. Do you find this arrangement suitable?
Chav is going to think for a moment. I agree.
Wait. And Oho, I, the player, don't know this, but I know Oho probably would remember. Oho will bring up the name of the person in Coruscant that disappeared, who was the person who was left the cybernetics
Right.
business. I
Doctor,
remember-
yeah.
The doctor.
There was Mix. Trayvon Mix is his son.
So I think there's a moment where like Chav accepts, but then Oho goes, wait.
Martin Mix is the doctor that trained Dr. Kurtala.
Correct.
Trevor Miss, the son of the doctor in Coruscant. They were left the cybernetics business in Coruscant, but then they disappeared. There are rumors that they may have been involved with the rebellion. If you are not going to allow us to stay close and help with Chav's implant, at least give us that. Just give us
Let me do a skill check here. With his connections, we'll give him 2 boost die. Core worlds.
bits to help us. Automatic success. I'm giving you permission.
I do have a bunch of triumphs left over. I'll give him 2. 2 successes. Let's see. God damn. Mutton mix.
Hang on. I just had a thought really quick. I'm gonna throw a. I muted myself prematurely. I'm gonna throw a thing here into the chat just as a real thing for everybody to consider.
I am so intrigued.
I am baffled. 3 triumphs.
Ah. Yeah, we can work that out. That would fall in line with this line of thinking, actually.
So if that works, if I may do like a narrative thing with what Oho just said, Chav would then nod and just go like, if you have the location of this doctor, if he is working with the rebellion, all I am asking is to let him know that I'm coming and tell me his location. And then I turn to the rest of Core Atlas and Co. And I say, I will take the M11A and I will make the journey by myself while you all help these people. And I will return to you as quickly as a hyperdrive can carry me.
We rescued Martin's son from Coruscant some time back. He was the first person, his son was the first person that came to mind when you brought up the bomb in your head. You'll find him on Hoth. There's a secret rebel base there. Still standing after the initial Imperial invasion. We reclaimed it after the Empire hit it initially because we suspected that they would not return, given its hostile nature. So, we'll give you the coordinates to where you can find the base. May the Force guide you. Actually, may the Force protect you.
I think that's better than to have computer does the guy. That's thank you. And he gives a like quick, not like a bow, but like a, respectful.
Yeah. He turns over to one of the analysts at the computers behind him. He reaches out as one of them places a code cylinder in his hand, and he holds it out to you. Travel carefully, friend.
Jeff takes it, nods, and looks to these three and says, now this nice man's going to tell you some things that he possibly needs some help with, and meanwhile, I have a ship to prep for takeoff so that I don't hear anything. But I'm not going anywhere without saying goodbye, so you finish this meeting up and come find me. And Chav walks out.
At this point, obviously, the tensions have subsided. However, Kesh, you are met with a more pointed stare from Major Brell and Rev Garland. And a security team does confront you at this point.
At this time, Kesh, if you would please step outside while we discuss plans going forward. Please forgive the formalities.
You're muted, Kesh.
Thank you. I look at Oho, Brawl, Ego, and Dove, and then I look at the security team. I'll go stand next to the other one. Then, seeing as how everyone here seems to be following paranoia more than anything else. And I don't even let the security team escort me out. I'm already walking to exactly where Chav is.
Rev Garland begins to relocates to the hollow terminal at the center of the auditorium. Major Brell relocates himself to the seating position of Oryx Squad minus Kesh, as a display is presented on the hollow terminal, the galaxy map.
So, gentlemen, ladies, we have a few options presented to us during my time in incarceration with the Empire. I've learned of some key intel in regards to where some of our pilots are being held. A prison planet known as Belsavis is holding a good portion of our forces. It is a planet that has been around for many years, predates the Empire and the Republic by thousands of years, but it is a planet that was specifically curated to hold some of the worst and most violent criminals of the galaxy. This is where we will find our majority of our pilots currently incarcerated. If we are to endeavor to liberate Nalthawin, we are going to need the aid of these pilots. However, we do not have the resources necessary to liberate them from this planet, so we need to start curating opportunities and resources. That means firepower, explosives, funding. I can supply most of the funding for most of the operations, but we do require supplemental income in order to pull off this operation of this magnitude. The security measures in place on this planet are formidable. It will not be an easy task. We also require the aid. Not the aid. We also require an alliance with the Hutt cartels. It has been reported that their criminal activity has been ramping up these past few years, and utilizing them as cover for some of our operations would be beneficial to covering some of our missions. So we need to reach out to some of the criminal organizations that we are aware of that are still operating, that are known to be giving the Empire the most opposition, and see if we can arrange an alliance of sorts. With that will afford us the opportunity to hire mercenaries or bounty hunters, as primarily they operate with the Empire. But if we can weaken that resource in that regard, that will weaken the Empire's forces and bolster our own. So, our first step going forward, finding an opening within the Hutt cartels and securing a foothold. We'll continue to conduct reconnaissance of the planet Belsavis and try to isolate and locate the locations of our pilots to facilitate a more accurate and precise mission. However, we can't act on that information as of now, so our most immediate mission is finding an opening with the Hutts and securing that opening.
That's not a difficult thing to achieve. The question is, what are you willing to offer them?
Well, the rebellion has funding. We could also arrange for clemency for those that are willing to work with the rebellion. We could forgive past transgressions once the Republic is reestablished. I do admit we are working with limited footing here.
The Hutts haven't been managing with as united a front as they'd like to appear as of recent. Would it be worth letting them know that anyone who would start a rebellion could be backed against any power struggles against their fellow Hutts? That might give them more leverage to consider these funds of yours.
You see Brel, or not Brel, Rev kind of squirm at the idea of acting as enforcers for a criminal organization.
It's a idea, although I don't know if the rebellion as a whole would be on board with such an idea. Acting as enforcers for a criminal organization doesn't exactly align with our moral standing.
Sure, but what about defending an asset that's about to slip from your grasp?
I'm sure we could arrange an agreement of sorts.
They'd want to know that. Good to clear that up instead of
Whether it be
making us-
funding or otherwise. But that all can be discussed once we arrange a meeting with the Hut Kajiks. So, if we can find an opening that way, we can come to an arrangement of sorts. I take it you are a bounty hunter?
You would take that, right?
How familiar are you with their inner workings? Would they be prone to negotiations with the rebellion?
From Dove's time with Caliphate, would she have a fair idea, especially considering where she last left him off, which was with other bounty hunters under her recommendation to take up a place in such troubled times? So to speak. Would that require a role, or would she have a general idea?
You would have a pretty good idea. With the information that you've discovered under your time with Caltho, the Huts are on the back foot. They are the Huts that are currently surviving. They have no power structure. They are solely surviving off of themselves. So an alliance with somebody would be in their best interests, because there's no Hut Council anymore because Vader killed them. So Java is still, I believe, still alive at this point in time if he has not been killed by Princess Leia. Caltho, is alive back on Nar Shaddaa. There's some other Huts out there, Rhoda, but we don't know where he is at currently. Mando does, but we don't.
Oh, figure it out.
But,
if there was ever a time
yeah, the Huts are desperate right now.
to which Dove will sort of think to herself and say, if there was ever a time to make an alliance of the Huts, I'd say now's the best of a chance you've got. I'll send out some feelers to the ones I know. Odds are you will have an alliance on your hands sooner rather than later.
Well, that is comforting to know. Good. That being said, be on the lookout for distress calls in the sector. We are the quick reactionary force here in the sector for a lot of the rebellion. Also, be on the lookout for any other opportunities out in the immediate sector to affect change for the betterment of the galaxy. Otherwise, this briefing has met its conclusion. Thank you for all of your time. May the Force be with us.
You guys just dealt a very big blow to the Empire. I'm not going to tell you how to do your job, but if it were me, I would suggest cautions to all your different cells, as the alerts are going to be way higher.
You're of the same mind, friend.
The thing with that, Oho just nods, turns around. We're all probably along with him.
And with that, you guys exit the command center. Major Brell and Rev Garland remaining inside to continue planning and relocating the relocation of Voidfire Outpost. Outside, you are met with Chav, Visto, and Kesh as Chav is preparing for departure. Is there anything else before we conclude tonight's session? Any discussions? Goodbyes.
Yeah, I think Oho and Ra will probably go to Chav. Yeah, I think Oho just goes to Chav, and whatever he's doing, I'm assuming he's like prepping or getting ready.
He's getting the Mando Motor Starfighter ready. He's loading up all of his things into it that he needs.
I think Oho sort of like stops when he sees him and is just like literally just following everything that he's doing. Like the motions of the stuff that he's packing and moving away from the ship.
And 12. Good.
You know, you like to boast about being the best pilot in the galaxy. Make sure to make this trip quick. Get back to us. Or else I'll have like second thoughts.
I think with that, like he had just put something into a storage compartment, closed the lid on it, kind of backs up, takes a deep breath, and goes, "Well, here, without you don't have to pull up the map, but just like guesstimate what the distance is between here and Hoth, time wise." Are we talking days, weeks?
3, 4, 5. 5 grid squares. I think that's about a week.
So Chav's just gonna like, about a week normally to get to Hoth. Probably have to talk to this guy. Probably gonna figure out, make sure that they actually know who I am, so on and so forth. Then actually go through the whole stuff and talk to them about a couple other things while I'm there, you know. Like you do with the mechanic when you bring your starship in, just kind of like, oh, while you're already in there for this inspection, why don't you go ahead and fix that? It's a nice, cheap way to kind of do a bunch of things at once. Yeah, I think that I think I'll be able to beat that time.
Oho, looking at you as his usual, like, non-expressive look, but he's sort of like just having like this slight nods. And then finally just arm stretches out to give you like an arm shake, like a warrior arm shake.
He smirks and takes your arm, his cybernetic hand gripping on your forearm.
He just looks at you for another moment. Force be with you.
Kind of nods and just kind of, I never really believed in all that stuff. However, Force be with you.
Oho just says, lets go of your arm, turns around, and as he's turning around while looking at you, no idea what that is, and then just walks away.
You would be so fucking sappy.
Raul, just bring it in. Yeah, you want a hug.
He probably goes in for a hug. I don't know. I assume you guys have been traveling together for a while. Yeah, he'd probably hug you.
Raul and Chav have been in it more than Oho and Chav.
Right. Yeah, he would definitely go in for a hug. And with that, as he takes you in for a full embrace, be careful out there. I'd hate to lose you.
Hey, ain't nothing gonna take me down except for somebody already with the finger on the trigger. So, and he kind of like taps his temple.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get that bomb out of your head and say fuck you to that guy.
I mean, I think if ever there was a reason for him to push the button, it would be me standing in a room full of rebellion officials and telling them, "Hey, I'm here with the ISB, and this is his name as an agent." So I'm gonna bet that he wasn't listening just then. So we're probably good now, actually.
At this point, Ego steps up, grabs you by by both sides of your head, and just kisses you on the forehead. Come back one piece, Visto. Don't get blown into space dust.
Chat, damn it. Chad's going to like kind of like sort of after that happens, just kind of like close his eyes, grab Ego in a similar fashion, and just kind of like put his forehead against Ego's, just be like, whatever place you guys end up going next, you leave some of the locals for me, all right?
Can't make any promises.
Well, if that one girl back in the Falling Throne has anything to say about it,
His eyes go wide.
I think that maybe I'll be able to get some of the action when I show up.
He walks off, and I'm assuming Ego would pull out his communicator and start texting. Oh no, we'll find out in the chat later.
Yeah.
Any words, Dove?
Chav, you find 15,000 credits transferred into your account. And Dove says, just in case you need to bribe any officials when we're not around. People like you and me, we make our own luck, don't we?
Chav's going to like smile, looking at like kind of getting that alert, looking down at his data pad, and kind of looking up. Very much so looking up. Chav's like 5'9", and Dove, I think, is normally taller than him, and now she's in power armor.
Another 6 inches.
Yeah. And Chav's gonna kind of like look up, look back down, look up, look back down. I'd get sappy, but that's not the relationship we have, so I'm obligated to tell you that this is only 25% of what you owe me.
I'd say it's 25 excess, considering we just got your head pulled out of a prison cell, so...
Damn.
Agree to disagree. And then Chav's going to... If allowed, he'd hug Dove. If not, then it would be a handshake of some kind, but...
I think she'd allow it. I think she'd make an exception. She would allow it. And then she'd just, like, pat your head.
I'd return the favor, but one, it's too high. Number two, it might hurt.
By this point, Major Brell would approach after concluding his conversations with Rev Garland. There's a level of reservedness to him, given the display presented from Kesh and Core Atlas during the whole exchange in the auditorium. Good luck with the surgery, Chad Visto. Someone as brilliant as a pilot as you, it would be a tragedy to lose you to something as inglorious as a Cortex bomb.
Yeah. It's only because he knows that he couldn't take me if I had my ass in a cockpit.
hopefully I get to see that in action one day.
Hold you to that. And he's gonna like kind of like lean in and whisper and just kind of go, no, I'm not gonna promise that because I've done a lot of shit talking, so I don't want to promise that. But he's just gonna kind of nod and just say, all this goes well, you'll see me go full throttle right through that blockade. I promise you one ISD. From me to you.
30-cent word ahead. The outpost on Hoth is aware of your arrival. Trayvon Mix is currently planetside and will be ready to receive you when you arrive.
10-4.
Good luck, pilot. And at that point, he shifts his attention over to Kesh.
He's going over the E11D blaster carbine that he now owns.
I can't say I'm not surprised. I had my suspicions.
I think you're just a little disappointed that I am not like Thrawn. That would have done every single amount of prejudice that you've ever had against my people.
Thrawn has exacted horrors upon the rebellion time and time again.
And I've exacted horrors onto the Empire time and time again. Your point?
The point is, people operate in secrecy. It's hard to acknowledge the rights that you do when you operate in shadows. And the only person that operates in the light operates under the Empire's light. But he is missing.
He is. But I will say it's ironic. You saying it's hard to trust someone who works in the shadows, and yet I work with you.
We're not the most trustworthy bunch either, are we?
No, we're not. You have no idea how much of a risk I took in revealing that information.
No, I have a pretty good idea.
But I meant what I said. At which point, there's a shift in Kesh's demeanor going from the comrade to comrade to I am really making this abundantly clear with the coldest stare that I think Major Bro has ever seen from Kesh. That group has an importance that is yet to be determined. Don't waste the asset.
Okay, too. That's why we're sending you with them.
I figured.
You're going to act as our liaison, since you are operating under the same umbrella as... Yeah, we figured it would be best to keep them at arm's length with you. So at least we can assure that we can get into contact. I'm not going to lie. losing you to the squad is going to be a huge hit to ARC squad.
You have your commander back.
We'll make do.
Mm.
With Rev in charge and making the plans, and I can focus on missionary phrasing. I can focus on the mission at hand. That'll allow me to a more clarified focus. Ensure the safety of the squad.
Well, from one tactical analyst to another, how big of a response are you expecting from the Empire?
We took out more of Banastar than we expected. We're planning on leaving tonight. We can't risk staying here.
Honestly, I'm amazed that this whole entire place is in a chaos of trying to pack up and leave. Because I guarantee you, wiping out one fueling station wouldn't have brought that much of attention. But 3 Star Destroyers, several stations, and a chain reaction that fueled not only the Empire, but the civilians of this place, as well as the entire sector and region. I've run the numbers, Brel. They should have packed up and met us in space.
Voidfire Outpost will be packed up and gone by the end of this night. You'll not have a base to come back to.
It's not the first time I've had to pack up and leave everything that I've known for an extended period of time. It won't be the last.
Keep your eyes on your comm. We'll be in touch.
Make sure you burn sublight before the Empire arrives.
Goodbye, Cash.
At that point, Cash actually stands up and actually does offer his hand to Brel.
He takes yours firmly, reassuringly, places a hand on your shoulder, and at the last second pulls you in for an embrace. Stay alive out there.
I'll be meeting you on the blockade of Mothwin before you know it. Just make sure you stay alive enough to make sure we can put a blaster bolt in whatever's coming forward.
If anything goes wrong, I'll let you know.
If anything goes wrong, don't let Gil be the leader of the team. Let's go with that. Let's go with that handshake.
With that, that will be a perfect time to end tonight's session. Thank you, all you wonderful
Little
to be
point
dice.
of order,
Oh shit! Yeah, go ahead.
as I just thought about this, Chev leaves the proverbial keys of the Nothwin Chimera with Oho.
And with that, as Chav begins to ascend aboard the N-12L Kimogila Heavy Starfighter,
I do a pass around Voidfire before leaving orbit.
A quick display of showboating from Chav as a signature departure. Our scene ends as the afterburn of the Mongolian starfighter. Mongol starfighter. Mandal Motors starfighter blinks off.
Kimogila.
Kimogila. The Mandel Motors starfighter blinks off in the distance as it enters into hyperspace. Thank you, 2B Dicers, for tuning in to tonight's episode. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.